66 this year, 1 apiece. The Ballers running out to their positions as we are just about ready to get underway live on 860 AM. The Answer. So glad you could join us tonight for what should be another exciting ball game. Nevada, we've seen a very exciting game in Game 1, a rather lopsided game in Game 2. Today, a veteran lefty in Mac Lardner taking the mound, hopefully adding a little calmness to the wildness we saw last night. Ballers running out to their positions, accompanied by members of the Richmond Little League Chihuahuas. Ballers in their home whites with green caps. We will pause momentarily and then send it down to the field for the playing of the national anthem. Turn it over to PA announcer Mark Kahn. The Star-Spangled Banner for violin and piano. A couple of students, I believe, from the Oakland School of the Arts to play us in to this Thursday night matchup. And who will the Ballers face today, Nevada?
The Ogden Raptors, led by Evan Parker in his second year. Their leadoff man is Kenny Oyama, a center fielder. True Fontenot gets the bump up to the 2 spot. The third baseman went 3 for 4 with 5 RBI yesterday. Connor Bagneski, the left fielder, hits third. Chris Sargent, the DH, cleans up. Damian Stone in right field bats 5th. Cole Jordan, the second baseman, hits 6th. Carter Mize, the first baseman, bats 7th. Elliot Good, the shortstop, bats 8th. And would you look at that? Edwin De La Cruz, the catcher, with his first Ogden appearance and start. The former YOLO high-wheeler. Of course, they're now Yuba Sutter. So De La Cruz will do the catching for Ogden starter Eli Elliott. We'll talk about him in the bottom of the first. We'll talk about Mac Lardner, the Baller starter, here in the top of the first.
Mac Lardner, a 6'4", 195 left-handed thrower from Templeton, California. He was part of 2 different minor league systems, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Oakland Athletics. His last affiliated year was 2023, when he was a perfect 7-0 in 31 appearances. He struck out 61 in 61 innings with a 4.09 ERA, released out of the Oakland organization. Last year played in the Atlantic League with York with only 4 appearances before getting released.
And the defense behind Lardner today, left to right in the outfield for Oakland, it's Michael O'Hara, Darryl Buggs, Lou Helmig in the outfield. Then in the infield from first to third, Christian Almanza. Isai Santos gets his first start as a Baller. Tremaine Cobb is at short, and Davis Druick is the third baseman for the second straight day. He homered yesterday. Tyler Lozano gets his second start of the season, the second-year Baller, for the lefty starter, Mac Lardner.
And what are we seeing in the lineup today, at least from the names you've called out? starts for Santos and O'Hara. That means not a left-handed starter for Ogden today after the first 2 starters for Ogden were lefties. I told you that Ballers were in the home creams. Ogden, who I guess are the Oregon Ducks of the Pioneer League, in a third different kit in 3 days. It is, I believe, their Sunday jerseys, which is a blue and black camo top with what I might call traditional Toronto Blue Jay pants with a blue stripe down the side. Here is Kenny Oyama, the center fielder, to lead things off. Lardner from the windup. His first pitch as a baller is a fastball high for ball 1. Lardner is not a hard-throwing left-handed pitcher. He is a soft tosser, a lot of stuff with a lot of movement. From the windup, the 0-1 on its way to Oyama, and that's also high and into Oyama. It's 2-0, back-to-back fastballs. Ballers are playing Oyama straight up, Bugs shallow in center field. Now the 2-0 is swung on 2 hops to Santos. He picks it up. He will take his time and throw to first for the first out of the first, and a much calmer start here on Thursday evening.
Well, with back-to-back balls to start that at bat, I'm sure Ballers fans were having deja vu all over again. Yesterday, Zach St. Pierre walked the first man he faced, Oyama, on 4 pitches. This time, Oyama swings at the 2-0 and bounces out.
I do want it to be noted that we started right on time at 6:35. The first pitch to True Fontenot is high for ball 1. Fontenot, what a series so far for him.
3 for 6, all 3 hits coming yesterday. 2 2-run doubles in the game.
Pitch to the play is a fastball, called strike under the arms for a called strike 1. Same umpiring crew, different spots. Robert McGee behind home. Alan Walker at third, Ricardo Rodriguez over at first. Lardner from the windup, his 1-1 now on the way. It's swung on and missed. And there's the nice breaking ball from Lardner. That thing came in at 76 and dipped below the zone. Something like a knuckle curve with not a ton of spin. No score, top of the first. Bases are empty. 1 away. The 1-2 on its way is swung on and missed. Changeup way out of the zone, and Lardner picks up his first Pioneer League strikeout.
Great changeup, a lot of run on it. The horizontal break was over 1.5 feet, which means that ball moved a ton. It also dropped, as Tyler said, out of the zone, and Fontenot could only whiff.
Here's Connor Bagneski. Bagneski 4 for 8 thus far. He's driven in 3. A left-handed hitter. Here's the first pitch that hits him in the back. Well, for Bagneski, that's now his second hit by pitch in 3 days.
Well, if you're going to hit a batter, you might as well do it on the first pitch. Save your arm. Don't think that was his intention, though.
Here's Chris Sargent. Sargent, in the series, only 2 for 9. He was the selection for the knockout round on Tuesday night and came up with an 0 for 5. So at first is Bagneski. Lardner will work from the stretch now for the first time tonight, and his first pitch is a called strike on the outside. Looking back is Sargent up to the umpire saying, "Are you sure about that?" And Robert McGee says, "Yeah, I'm sure." Strike 1. Lardner set. It's a short lead at first for Bagneski. And now a high, deep drive down the left field line. Fair or foul, that ball is gone. That is gone. A hanging breaking ball at the top of the zone. And that's exactly what you do with that kind of the pitch. A 2-run home run for Sargent right down the line. And it's 2-0 Raptors. 378 feet later.
Sargent with 19 bombs last year, led the squad. He gets his first of the year and 20th of his Ogden career with a moonshot to left field.
So Ogden strikes first. First pitch on its way to Stone is high. Damian Stone having the best series thus far, 5 of 8 of all hitters. If you want to go by hits, leading the Ogden Raptors in hits, the Fremont native. Looks at a changeup for strike 1, 1-1. 2-0 Raptors here in the first. Breaking ball, that's hit to right field. Over is Helmig. He stops, he's there, he makes a one-handed catch, and the inning is over. But the Raptors, with the big blast off of the bat of Sargent, have taken a 2-0 lead. We head to the bottom of the first. Ogden leading 2-0 on 860 AM, The Answer. Bottom of the first, 2-0, the Ogden Raptors lead. Now it's the Ballers' turn in their first at-bats of tonight.
And they'll be led off by Tremaine Cobb Jr. for a third straight night. Cobb, so far, 7 for 10 in his pro career after going 2 for 5 yesterday and 5 for 5 on Tuesday. He'll play short. Lou Helmig, the right fielder, hits second. Davis Druick, the third baseman, third. Christian Almanza, the first baseman, cleans up. Cam Buford is the DH, batting fifth. Michael O'Hara, the left fielder, bats sixth. Isai Santos, the second baseman, bats seventh. Tyler Lozano, the catcher, eighth. And Darryl Buggs, the center fielder, ninth for Aaron Miles' squad.
All 5 lefties in the lineup to face the right-hander Eli Elliott, a second-year Ogden Raptor. Last year, 3-1 in 8 starts and a 6.18 ERA. He works from the stretch, and the first pitch to Cobb is a slider outside for ball 1. Elliott at Arizona Christian in 2024 made 17 starts and struck out 112 batters in 86 innings. A teammate of Marcus Titialii in 2024. Now Cobb hits a line drive down the left field line. That's down and up against the wall. It's a base hit, and in fact, it goes over the wall on a bounce. It's a ground rule double for Tremaine Cobb Jr., his second double as a baller. And right away, the Ballers with a hard hit, extra base hit down the line off the bat at, where's my exit speed, 111 miles an hour.
Unbelievable. Just smoked it, Cobb. He's now 8 for 11 to start his pro career, as that ball had so much topspin that it bounced over the fence.
Are you watching Major League Baseball? Now here is Lou Helmig, the right fielder. Lou is 2 for 6 in the first 2 games. That does not tell the whole story. The first pitch is low. Lou has also walked 4 times. In fact, he leads the Pioneer League in walks through 2 games, for whatever that's worth.
Noah Martinez reincarnate.
A pitch on its way. Helmig takes a fastball for a strike. Might have been a touch off the plate, but the catcher, De La Cruz, did well to frame that pitch. 2-0 Ogden. The runner at second is Cobb after the leadoff double. Helmig, here's the 1-1. That's outside. Fastball as well. 2-1.
You mentioned the catcher, De La Cruz. Infield third to first. Fontenot, Good, Jordan, and Mize. Outfield from left to right. Bagneski, Oyama, and Stone. The pitcher is the righty Elliott.
I do believe this is the first time we've seen Jordan on the infield, unless you are willing to correct me on that. The 2-1 now on its way. He floats outside, 3-1.
You're not crazy. Jordan started in left field and I believe also DH'd.
Lou Helmig had a big RBI double, which almost went out of the ballpark for a walk-off home run on Monday. Here's the 3-1. Helmig swings and fouls that back. Chased the ball out of the zone. It was a fastball coming at him.
All he sees is a fastball up, and he's trying to elevate and celebrate there, but it was a good fastball from Elliott, high and tight at 87.
He does have 1 career home run. That came back in 2023 in the Phillies system at the Florida complex level. 3-2 to Helmig. Setting up inside is De La Cruz. The pitch is swung on and fouled away. And that pitch did indeed come inside. And that looked like a hard slider from Elliott. Helmig able to fight that off. Either that or a cutter with a lot of run. So 3-2. Cobb still at second. Bottom of the first. 2-0 Raptors. Nobody out. The shortstop good, trying to hold Cobb close to the bag. It's creating a little bit of a hole on the left side for Helmig. The 3-2 is low for ball 4.
I think Elliott either wanted to challenge or did. I don't think he ended up challenging it as Helmig makes his way to first.
Well, I got to tell you one thing about Lou Helmig. The healthcare in Germany, no problem with the eyes. 5 walks now in 2+ games. Here's Davis Druick, who hit the first Ballers home run of the year yesterday in his first pro career game. The first pitch to Druick is a fastball inside for ball 1. A double and a walk has put 2 men on for Oakland here in the bottom of the first.
Again, not just a home run yesterday, his first pro long ball, and it was off a lefty.
Yes, he went the other way to accomplish that feat as well, 350 feet. The 1-0, Druick looks at a pitch off the plate, 2-0. Defense playing behind both runners. They're looking to turn 2, not holding on Helmig at first. The 2-0 pitch, Druick takes a fastball at the knees for strike 1.
Awful close, really good pitch by Elliott. Surprised it was called a strike with him missing low so often, but that one was much closer to the zone.
It's a pitcher's strike, and it's a good point, Nevada. He didn't necessarily earn the strike so far. If we want to talk about the umpire relationships. Now a swing and a miss by Druick as he chases a pitch down below the zone. A back foot breaking ball, and it's 2-2. Druick yesterday 1 for 4 on his totals. And now Elliott will step off.
Some unproductive at bats through these first 2 games for Oakland with runners on. Hopefully Davis Druick can put one in play, at least move these runners over.
Again, the defense is playing back. The 2-2 is swung on, hit down the left field line, but that will flip foul past the tarp. Druick, he's a big man, 6'3", 195, and he runs well. So he is not an automatic double play on a ball on the ground by any means. And with how deep some of these infielders are playing, if it's softly hit enough, that might work out okay. A 2-2 on its way again. It's swung on and missed. Chased above the zone. And Elliott gets a big strikeout.
79, so that's an off-speed pitch. Maybe even just a changeup left hanging by Elliott. And he just came up empty.
I think you're right. I think it started to grow like a beach ball in his eyes, but it never really came down.
Right. It's like in, what is that movie, Rookie of the Year or The Rookie, where the kid just tosses the ball in?
I'm not sure. Here's Almanza now. First pitch to him is swung on and missed. He is 0 for 8 thus far through his first 2 games. He's drawn a walk and struck out 4 times. 2-0 Ogden in the bottom of the first. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Defense still playing behind the runners. Elliott throws, and Almanza swings and misses, chases below the zone there. A wave and a miss with the bat.
Just want to confirm I'm not crazy. It is Rookie of the Year. I think his name's Henry, and he just tosses it to that one batter. He's the kid, remember, that says pitcher's got a big butt?
You've lost me. I'm sorry, my friend.
You're more of a dinosaur movie guy, aren't
yes. I don't watch baseball movies, unfortunately. Elliott only has 2 seconds left on the clock. He gets it off. It's a fastball inside. I think he just either peeped the clock at the last minute or someone was counting down from the infield. So Almanza stands in. 10 seconds to go on that clock. Elliott is set. Looks at Cobb at second. Holds and now throws, and that is just high.
Seeing a lot more patience today from Ogden in terms of challenging calls. They are 1 for 7 in this series on challenges.
2-2. Pitch to Almanza. He swings and just gets a piece of it.
That was almost in the dirt. Don't know how he came up with contact there.
Well, right now, I don't think he is seeing the off speed from Elliott because he is having to go after some of these pitches that are quite a bit out of the zone. Still 2-2, still 2 runners on. Elliott to the plate, and Almanza swings and fouls one away. That fastball came in on Almanza, and he brought the hands in and able to fight it off. The home run king from St. Mary's, Moraga, whether you look at program career or single season. Still looking for his first pro hit in his 3rd straight start. On deck is Cam Buford. It's a 2-2. The pitch on the way, it's outside and low. It's 3-2 now.
Of those Almanza homers, Tyler Lozano, who grew up playing baseball with him and grew up with him, says that you'll see a lot of opposite field homers with him, especially with the left field wall being further in than the right field wall.
A full count to Almanza with 1 away. Elliott fires, and it's high for ball 4. So another walk. Well done by Almanza to work a walk out of that at bat.
Yeah, it felt like he was beaten. Elliott had the upper hand, and Almanza comes back in the count, loads it full, draws the walk. The second of the inning for Oakland. Bases jammed against Elliott.
Now Buford. Bases loaded, 1 out in the bottom of the 1st. Ogden is leading 2-0. Buford 3 for 9 in the series, 2 driven in. He has a double. Elliott's first pitch, righty on righty. Here it comes. Buford swings and misses over the slider, chases outside for strike 1. Buford did get a gift single and RBI last night, a ball that popped up in the infield and no one could find it. It dropped.
Second baseman and shortstop, both unable to pick it out of the darkness.
0-1. Elliott throws, and that's in the dirt. It gets away from De La Cruz, but everybody's got to go back to the bag.
Not far enough from De La Cruz. He did well to keep it close to his body. Just trickled beyond the clay circle onto the grass, not far from home plate, maybe about 15 feet, not even 10 feet maybe.
Buford with a big chance to put the Ballers on the board, maybe tie this game. 2-0 Ogden here in the bottom of the 1st. Ballers with the bases loaded. Elliott set at the belt. De La Cruz will come inside, and the 1-1 is swung on and fouled back. Challenge fastball that time. Buford was on it, but sent it backwards of the direction he wanted. Now 1-2. Buford has good speed himself. Elliott, a couple shakeoffs, 8 seconds left. He finally comes set. A deep breath. Now a kick and the pitch, and that is down low.
And a bike parade going past the third base dugout on the street.
Well, let's see if Buford can aim for some of them here.
Oh, no.
2-2. De La Cruz will set up inside. Elliott to the plate, and Buford swings and fouls it back in and out of the glove of Edwin De La Cruz.
Let's not injure any bikers. Now, if he hits it over the bikers, maybe they can grab the souvenir.
No, I believe in the athleticism of the bikers to catch it on the fly. That's what I'm saying. Cobb at third. Helmig at second. Almanza at first. A 2-2 to Cam Buford. Elliott fires, and Buford hits a ground ball to short. This could be 2. Good. Drops it. Picks it up. Safe at second. It's an E6 and an RBI. It's 2-1. Good, who has been almost flawless this series thus far, completely botched that easy ground ball.
Well, a little
that
bit
is, I gotta say, shocking from that player so far from what we've seen.
Delayed karma, perhaps, because yesterday he dropped a ball in the 9th inning trying to be a little too fancy. Of course, it didn't bite him. It was a 7-run game, and he makes an error early in this one.
2-1. O'Hara, bases loaded, 1 out. The first pitch is swung on, popped up on the infield. This will not get the job done. Good into the outfield grass, puts it away. One pitch, one out for the second of the inning.
Infield fly called as well. And if the Ballers can't score more in this inning, Ogden still will feel like, even after stranding the bases loaded, that they missed a huge opportunity because of that error, because that could have been inning ending.
So any runs in this inning beyond this are unearned. The other run is earned, however, since there was only one away. Here's Santos. The first pitch to Santos is a fastball inside for ball one. The Berkeley native, the 26th man, drafted out of the Arizona tryout. He is 1 for 1, a huge pinch hit the other night to continue the rally in the ninth. The Ballers eventually went on to win the game. Bottom of the first, Ogden leads 2-1. The pitch to Santos, he swings and misses over the top of that pitch. It's 1-1. 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Helmig at third, Almanza at second, and Buford at first. The 1-1 to Santos, he swings and misses, and he chases wildly outside. One and two. A big choke now for Santos at the plate. About 2-inch choke on the bat. The 1-2 pitch he takes low. 2-2. Well, for Elliott, this is now a very taxing inning. He's over 30 pitches. He comes set on 2-2. Raises the leg, throws, Santos fouls it back. That was a challenge at 88 with movement. Ballers have got one back with some help from the Ogden defense making an error. Another 2-2 from Elliott. The pitch on its way is in the dirt. 3-2.
Good pick by De La Cruz. That just saved a run and kept Ogden in front.
So we go to a full count. All three runners will be on the move. Defense playing back on the infield. Close pitch in this situation might be challenged by either side. Santos with a chance to tie this game here in the first. The 3-2. Here it comes from Elliott, and it's swung on and fouled away. Santos swung at a close pitch, just inside at 88. And I mean a pitch that probably would have been called a strike.
That's what you got to do. 2 strikes, big spot. You can't go down looking.
They'll do the 3-2 again. 2-1 Ogden in the bottom of the first. Ballers with the bases loaded. Elliott ready with a payoff. Here it comes again, and Santos hits a high drive to right field. Moving back the right fielder. He's at the track. He is going to make the catch right in front of it. And the inning is over. A run for the Ballers on the error by the shortstop Good, allowing the run to score. Give the RBI to Cam Buford. 2-1 Ogden as we head to the top of the second on 860 AM, The Answer. Top of the second, it's 2-1. Ogden leading Oakland. It's been a busy first inning so far. Cole Jordan, the second baseman, the sixth place hitter, will lead it off against Mac Lardner. The 2 runs for Ogden in the first came off the bat of Chris Sargent, a 2-run home run. And now Lardner will face off against Jordan, who is 0 for 9 thus far in this series. First pitch on its way, a ground ball through the left side. That's a base hit. Jumped all over that fastball, right over the middle of the plate.
The only Raptor without a hit last night that was in the starting lineup comes up with a first pitch single to end his 0 for 9 skid to start the season. He was due. 83 hits last year. It was only a matter of time.
So now the lefty-lefty matchup in Carter Mize. 2 for 9 for Mize, but one of those 2 was a big home run, 2-run shot. 1 home run, 3 RBI for him so far. Decent lead for Jordan. The first pitch breaking ball is down and away. Lozano is able to take that out of the air, but pretty much right off the dirt.
12 for 15 last year on the bases for Cole Jordan.
Does already have a steal this year. Next pitch is low, 2-0.
We saw Ogden be aggressive last night on the bases. That was against Tatum. Lozano last year caught quite a few runners stealing. 14.
It's 2-0 to Mize. Lardner holds. And now his pitch to the plate is down and away. It's 3-0 to Mize. So now Lardner's got to come in. Run for Oakland coming off an error. They wish they could have done better in that situation, but they are on the board. 2-1 Ogden. The 3-0. There's a strike. Fastball on the outer half. Mize took it the whole way. Yeah, Jordan with a pretty good lead at first. The 3-1 is down low for ball 4. So a hit and a walk to begin this inning. And that'll bring up Elliott Good. We've seen the Raptors bunt quite a bit already. Maybe a spot where they could also bunt. Quick meeting between Lozano and Lardner. Good so far. Only 1 for 6. He has scored 3 runs. So Almanza will come in on the grass. Druick even with the baseline at third. Robert McGee calls time, and we're ready to go now. So Lardner is set. Almanza really creeping in now at first. Good shows bunt. It is inside for ball 1. He pulls it back. So is there an intent to bunt here? Nobody out here in the top of the second. 2-1 Ogden. Lardner throws, and it's bunted toward Almanza. He picks it up. His one play will be to third, and it's not in time. It's going to be a fielder's choice. And Jordan gets the third. Mize gets the second. Yes, sacrifice fielder's choice. That'll bring up Edwin De La Cruz. De La Cruz, bases loaded, nobody out. First pitch, breaking ball, a called, strike 1. Well, Lardner's got to work out of this now. That's high for ball 2. One and one. Bases are loaded for the Raptors. Lardner set. The pitch. Swung on, popped up out of play. We saw De La Cruz last year somewhat briefly. He was not going to beat out Angel Mendoza behind the plates in YOLO. He is down in the count 1-2. Lozano setting up low. Lardner delivers, and it is outside.
Mendoza, you're right, was such a good defensive catcher for the High Wheelers last year, so De La Cruz really just came as a backup to him. Mason Minzy was dealt to Rocky Mountain,
Yes.
and De La Cruz was brought in July.
Pretty big moment early in this ball game. A 2-2 on its way to De La Cruz. Lardner fires, and it is high and away. 3-2. Now Lardner's got to throw a strike. The 9th place man in the box. Leadoff man on deck. Nobody out in the inning. Bases loaded. It's a hitter you have to attack. The 3-2 is swung on and fouled away. De La Cruz maybe just chased a fastball above the zone. Well, with what we saw last night and how early Ogden got out to a big lead, you want to avoid any type of similar situation here. The Ballers will absolutely trade a run for 2 outs. That's for sure. 3-2 is swung on and fouled back. Just got a piece of it.
Thought for sure he swung and missed.
He was way out in front and just got the top of that baseball. Big curveball that dropped down to the top of the zone. Here comes the 9th pitch of this at-bat. Lardner fires, and it is inside for ball 4, and Lozano will not challenge that. He knows it. De La Cruz will grab an RBI on the walk. Jordan will score. Mize to third, good to second. It's 3-1 Ogden.
And that previous foul ball was the only pitch in the zone in that at-bat.
Oh.
Lardner's got to find the zone.
It will not be a very big zone against Kenny Oyama. And again, we have the new TrackMan system with the zone that adjusts to height. The first pitch to Oyama is a strike. Corners are in. They're going to try to cut a man down at the plates. Breaking ball down and away. So 3-1 Ogden. The bases are still loaded here in the top of the second. Still nobody out. The 1-1 Oyama takes down and away on the breaking ball. He's having some trouble finding a grip. 15 strikes, 14 balls the ratio right now for Mac Lardner. The 2-1, Oyama takes low. 3-1.
Oh, that's a tough call. That one probably grabbed the bottom of the zone, but called a ball.
I think the top of the ball caught the bottom of the zone. How about that? 3-1. He's got to come in. Lardner delivers. It's outside. It's ball 4. Another RBI walk here in the inning. It's the 3rd walk by Lardner. And that'll bring up True Fontenot. It's 4-1. Ogden now leads. And that'll bring out Jimmy Diedrich. So it is unlike what we've seen before. The doing of the pitchers rather than the defense in the first 2 games. Lardner has hit 1 and walked 3 thus far. He was perfect in his appearance in San Jose. However, now in this first true appearance for the Ballers, he's having a little bit of trouble early on. True Fontenot, who was Lardner's lone strikeout victim in the first, now stands in, bases still loaded. It's a 2 spot here in the second for Ogden as well. Lardner fires, that's a fastball outside. He needs something to go his way right now because there's still nobody out. That's down and in. Brody Aglite is getting warm. The leash will not be long right now. The inning has gone single, walk, fielder's choice on the sacrifice attempt. Walk, walk. Both of the walks drove in runs. The 2-0, outside 3-0. And these have not been close. Lardner waits. 5 seconds left on that clock. He's got to lift that leg in time. He does, and the pitch is right down the middle for strike 1. And a little bit of a mock cheer from the crowd who finally do see a strike.
The tone, it does feel more complimentary than mocking.
A jeer. I would say a pantomime cheer, let's say. 3-1. High and away, ball 4. He's walked in a 3rd straight run, and I'd have to imagine that's going to be it. That is. Here comes Aaron Miles. It's going to be a pitching change here in the second after 1+ innings for Mac Lardner. We'll take a break. We'll come back. It's 5-1 Ogden on 860 AM, The Answer. Well, it has not been an easy start thus far for the Ballers pitching. Mac Lardner is replaced after just 1+ innings. 1 inning pitched, 2 hits allowed, 5 runs, all of them earned. 4 walks, a strikeout, and a hit by pitch. He is responsible for all 3 men still on the bases. There are no outs in the second inning. The 7th man, Bagneski, will come up to face the new pitcher in Brody Aglite.
Aglite making his first appearance of 2025, second-year baller. Last year, 26 appearances, made 1 start. That was in the Fans' Choice game. 5-0 record last season. 50 2/3 innings, 40 hits, 19 walks to 55 strikeouts, and a sparkling 3.55 ERA. He was just fantastic last season for the Ballers.
And he doesn't do it with anything overpowering per se in the velocity department. 90-91, about the tops for Brody. The big hammer curveball is sort of the secret weapon, and he'll need it against the lefty Bagneski, who was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. Still no one out. It's a 3-run inning for Ogden. All 3 runs have been walked in thus far. So the corners are in still. Almanza and Druick, they will go home on a ball to them. Middle infield is back for a double play. Aglite from the windup, and the first pitch is swung on and missed. I don't remember a windup from Brody Aglite last year.
Well, you saw him more than anyone else, so I would assume that he wasn't throwing from the windup last year.
0-1. Aglite, a kick in the pitch. It's high and away. It's 1-1. So Aglite will be asked to go multiple innings. Ballers trail 5-1 here in the top of the second. Next pitch on its way. It's swung on. This is a deep fly ball to left field. O'Hara back at the track. He's there to make the catch. Tagging are the runners from second and third. It's going to be a sac fly for Bagneski. He'll pick up an RBI as De La Cruz will score. Going to third is Oyama. Fontenot gave it a look and headed back to first base. So you can give Lardner a 6th run. And that'll bring up Sargent. I'll say this about Mac Lardner. Christian Cosby's first start, he gave up 8 runs in 2 innings. So it's never necessarily line drive, base hit to center field for Sargent. Heading to third is Fontenot. Bugs' his throw will go all the way through. And Fontenot gets to third. Oyama scores. Sargent the RBI single. It's a 7th run on Lardner's line. It's 7-1 Ogden. But let me finish my point real quick. It's not necessarily indicative of your season, but it is a poor first appearance.
Well said. Things can change. And for Lardner, he's hoping that they do. He can always just come back next outing and be fantastic, throw 6 scoreless. Who knows?
Damian Stone, the right fielder, flied out in the first. He gets his second at-bat here in the second. Takes a fastball high. So Aglite got the first out. Then Sargent, just aggressive, went after the first pitch he saw, which was a breaking ball on the outside. 1-0 to Stone. Fastball too high. First and third are the base runners here in the top of the second. There's 1 away. The Raptors have 7 runs on 3 hits. The 2-0. There's a called strike. The Ballers, through the first 2 games, only gave up 5 earned runs. Make that 6 earned runs, pardon me. 6 earned runs in 2 games. There were 10 unearned runs in there as well. The 2-1. There's a strike. It's challenged by the Ogden hitter. This will be outside for a ball. So I believe Ogden is going to win this challenge. Call is overturned. Overturned to a ball.
Had the umpires confused.
Yes. So Ogden got their call correct.
Hey, congrats, Ogden.
3-1. Well, you say that because yesterday went 0 for 3.
Yep, and then 1 for 4 back on Tuesday.
1 away in the inning, runners at first and third. Aglite fires, and the fastball is high. It's a walk. And the inning continues.
Well, just call Ogden Liverpool because they'll never walk alone. That's now 5 walks in the inning.
Cole Jordan, who led this inning off with a single. From the windup, Aglite throws. It's popped up. It's on the infield. It's an automatic out. Santos will put it away anyway. Carter Mize now. A 5-run second for the Ogden Raptors. Yesterday, after the top of the second, they were up 8-0. First pitch fouled back. We currently are at a slight improvement. Unfortunately, for those
compared to yesterday, yeah,
who are with us on the Oakland side. 0-1. Aglite fires a pitch. It swung on and missed on the breaking ball by Mize. It's 0-2. A good crowd on hand tonight. Unfortunately, we are not used to seeing large scores like this at this ballpark. This was the lowest scoring ballpark, or second lowest scoring ballpark behind YOLO in the league last year. It's an 0-2 to Mize. Aglite fires, and it swung on and fouled back.
And that is because the High Wheelers played at UC Davis, which is the ballpark in the summer where baseballs go to die. And they had a really good pitching staff.
Bases loaded, 2 away here in the second. 7-1 Ogden. It's an 0-2 to Carter Mize. Aglite fires, and it's swung on, grounded foul. The inning will see yet another pitch. The runner at third, that's still Lardner's runner, Fontenot. Sargent at second is Aglite's, as is Stone at first. So the book is not still yet closed on Mac Lardner. Aglite has to step off. He works from the windup again. Lozano will set up low and away, and the pitch is a ground ball towards second. Santos will pick it up. He'll throw it at first. It's in time. The inning is over. Ogden gets 2 hits and 5 runs in that second inning, and the Ballers trail 7-1 as we head to the bottom of the second on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the second inning, Lozano, Buggs, and Cobb to bat. It's 7-1 Ogden. Nevada, give me something better to talk about.
Well, let's rewind 1 year ago today. This day in Oakland baseball history, the Ballers defeat the Glacier Range Riders in Kalispell 3-2, improving to 2-0 in their inaugural season.
A game in which Bradley Burdett got his first professional save at 29. Here is Lozano, the catcher. First pitch from Elliott is a slider right down the middle of the plate for strike 1.
The starting pitcher is now in the minor leagues. Tyler Davis went 2 hitless innings.
A double-A pitcher for the Birmingham Barons. The 0-1 on its way. Lozano swings and misses, fastball way above the zone.
And the win went to Elijah Pleasance, 3 innings of 3-hit ball.
He is a Eugene Emerald in high A in the Giants system.
He did not give up a walk. He struck out 5 and gave up just 1 earned run.
0-2, Lozano will swing and foul it away. Lozano took a 1-for-3 on opening day. The 1 was a infield single. I saw him the next day, and I had to say, hey, what's up, Wheels? I do believe the Lozanos are in attendance as well, his parents, who we saw quite a bit in 2024 at the Yard and on the road at a couple different road ballparks. The 0-2 on its way. Lozano swings and fouls it at the plate. Just got a piece of that slider darting away from him right on the outside corner.
With the Ballers catcher at the plate, I should note the game-winning hit in the ninth, an RBI single by Colton Horner a year ago today.
I remember that. It was a ball shot to the right side. It was the kind of hit that, as an Ogden Raptor, Colton Horner in the previous year, the kind of clutch hits he would get. Not a ton of big hits as far as home runs, so to speak. That's down and away for a ball. But always a clutch hit here and there. Only batted about 250, 260. But he would always get a clutch hit like that, and on that day he did as well.
Reminds me of Tyler Lozano, full of clutch hits.
1-2 to Lozano now. Elliott, the kick and the pitch. He swings, pops this up. It's into center field. Oyama's got to come in a few steps, loses the hat, but catches the ball, and there's one away here in the second. That'll bring up Darryl Buggs. Buggs getting his second start as well. Was 0 for 2 in the home opener. Scored a run, drew a walk. Looking for his first pro hit, Pioneer League pro hit anyway. First pitch on its way is outside for ball one. A ton of speed for Buggs. Bats ninth here as he did on opening day. Try to create a double leadoff man situation with Cobb on deck. The 1-0, Buggs takes outside. It's 2-0. Bases are empty. One away in the bottom of the second. It's 7-1 Ogden. Fouled away by Buggs. 2-1 now. Only 3 hits for the Raptors to get those 7 runs. The Ballers only had 1 hit in the first inning, a leadoff double by Cobb. Buggs fouls it away again. That pitch coming up and in on him. So a couple of chases here by Buggs. It's now 2-2. Try to get something started with the bat. You want to put balls in play, but right now, base runners is the name of the game when you're down 6. We were talking about coming back from 6 yesterday. Unfortunately, we have to talk about that again today. The 2-2 is strike 3 called pretty much right down the middle of the plate.
Not sure what Buggs was looking for there, but it apparently was not a fastball right down the middle. That's what he ended up watching.
That'll bring up Cobb with 2 outs.
To be fair, I don't think anyone's expecting right down the middle on 2 strikes, and so.
Well, it's like in soccer. The penalty probably is going to go right down the middle of the goal, but you're going to look dumb if you don't dive.
Right.
Here's Cobb, who takes a fastball right down the middle for strike 1.
Is the baseball equivalent of a Panenka penalty an EFIS pitch?
It's a good question. Saw 1 or 2 from Santos last night. Next pitch is down away, 1-1.
That's right.
Although I will say, his EFISs were coming in about 62.
It's a little fast.
Yeah. Here's a 1-1. Cobb takes in the dirt. 2-1.
What are your favorite pitches of all time? Like individual pitcher, like Kodai Senga's Ghost Fork.
I see. Well, if we want to give things I think a good name. Let's talk about names of pitches. Mr. Snappy. Do you know Mr. Snappy?
No.
That's Randy Johnson's slider. Cobb will take a strike. Fastball at the bottom of the zone. I can't think of any others.
Uncle Charlie.
Well, everybody's Uncle Charlie.
That's still a
That's
name.
like saying cheese.
Throw him a chair.
Pull the string. Cobb asks for time. 2-2, 2 outs, base is empty here in the bottom of the second. 7-1 Ogden. Elliott set. The 2-2. A ground ball on 2 big hops to good. He'll sling it over to first well in time, and the inning is over. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Oakland, and we head to the third. It's 7-1 Raptors on 860 AM, The Answer. Welcome back to the ball game. Tyler Peterson and Nevada Cullen with you. It's the top of the third. It's Ogden 7, Oakland 1. Good De La Cruz and Oyama, the first three hitters to face Brody Iglite here in the top of the third. And now, Nevada, I turn it over to you. As much as I like being here in the broadcast booth with you, let's try to go somewhere else and maybe forget about this 6-run deficit.
Why not? Let's go someplace warm and sunny. How about Tallahassee, Florida?
It's the wide world of baseball, a segment which we have every game.
That's right. We're taking you to Tallahassee because True Fontenot, that's his hometown, and he is due up fourth this inning.
This is Elliott Good, who reached on a sacrifice fielder's choice in his first at-bat. Takes a strike from Iglite. It's 0-1.
So Tallahassee is the state capital of Florida. It is located in North Florida in the Panhandle or the Big Bend region. Kind of both overlaps.
Iglite from the windup. Pitch on its way is fouled back.
Population just over 200,000, similar to that of Cape Coral, Florida, which we talked about yesterday, the home of yesterday's starter Chase Chapman.
So we talked about Alabama, Florida, and Florida in 3 games.
Well, first game we talked about Swamico, Wisconsin.
Oh, thank you.
We talked about Bay Minette as well.
Ground ball up the middle. Over is Cobb. On 4 hops, he throws to first. It's in time.
See Brody Iglite try to go behind the back to snare that ground ball.
Well, I'm glad he didn't because that allowed Cobb to make the play. That'll bring up De La Cruz with 1 out. Tell me about your Tallahassee, though, Mr. Nevada Cullen.
Well, first of all, it's home to Florida State and FAMU, Florida A&M University. Fontenot finished his career there. He also went to Leon High School, which is really one of the 3 major, maybe 4 major high schools there. There's Leon, there's Lincoln, there's Childs.
Swing and a miss by De La Cruz on the first pitch he sees, 0-1. 7-1, Ogden leading here in the third.
The other is John Paul II Catholic, which is where Terry and Arnold went to high school, cornerback for the Lions.
Iglite from the windup. Here's the pitch to De La Cruz. It's down low, 1-1.
So those are the schools. What do you want to know about Tallahassee? Do you want to know where to eat in Tallahassee?
I want to know it's a Monday. You get off of work, and
it's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday. You get off of work, and maybe you want some food and libations. Swing and a miss on the curveball. It's 1-2. Where do you go to enjoy some food and drink?
Well, I think first and foremost, you got to go to one of the great breweries in town. Amicus, I went to recently. You go to Cypress City. I believe that's the name. Where have I been to? Proof.
Well, you can think about it, but this 1-2 pitch
Oyster
will come.
City.
This 1-2 pitch will come first. Iglite from the windup. Lozano setting up inside. It's fought off. It's popped up. Almanza over. Almanza will make the catch. A pop out in foul territory. There's 2 away, and now 4 straight Raptors have been retired. The first time I can say such a thing today.
And Oyama is up next. Fontenot, the Tallahassee native, might not even get up in this inning.
I'd rather ruin your segment for the sake of a 3-up, 3-down inning.
Yeah, me too.
A hello to all of those listening on 860 AM The Answer. A hello to those watching on our Flow Sports stream. And a hello to those listening and watching on our YouTube stream as well. We are happy to have you as Oyama takes a first pitch fastball inside for ball 1.
Oyster City is the brewing company I was thinking of. They make some very good beer.
Here comes a 1-0 from Iglite. This is popped up. Might be playable. Lozano back. It is playable. Lozano will make the catch, and the inning is over. 1-2-3 inning for Iglite. Exactly what the Ballers need as they trail by 6 as we head to the bottom of the third on 860 AM The Answer.
Hey Ballers fans, Heffernan Insurance Brokers has been helping people make smart decisions since day one, offering business insurance, personal home and auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management. Make a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance Brokers online at HEFFINS.com. That's HEFFINS.com.
7-1 Ogden leads here in the bottom of the third. 2, 3, and 4 for Oakland. 3 lefties against the righty Elliots, beginning with Lou Helmig, who drew his 5th walk of the season already in the first inning. Elliott's first pitch. Helmig swings, hits a line drive into the glove of the first baseman. 1 away. Chased a pitch that was in on the hands, but impressed he still got there, I have to say.
Didn't quite get the barrel to it, but did his darndest. I don't think you can get a barrel to a ball that's about 3 or 4 balls in off the plate, really in on the hands.
So now Davis Druick, who struck out swinging in at-bat number 1. His home run yesterday, a bright spot in an otherwise fairly ugly game. First pitch to him here is a ball off the plates.
Speaking of bright spots, I'm getting blinded right now by that truck out and left.
Whoa, as am I. The sun setting here, casting some very bright reflections off of.
I feel like it's usually the buildings out in left field. Now it's that just small truck.
2-0 count. And that's down low, 3-0.
You know what? I think as punishment for the truck, whoever's driving it, Druick should hit it. Hit the truck.
I honestly do not want to see Druick swing here on 3-0 down 6.
Maybe on 3-1.
Maybe on 3-1. Elliott set. Pitch on its way is outside for ball 4. So Druick works a walk. It's the the third walk issued by Elliott thus far, who I wouldn't call totally sharp, but certainly is receiving the benefit of this big lead.
Reminiscent of the performance that we saw from Van Sickle actually on Tuesday, where he walked a bunch but only gave up 1 run.
Here's Almanza, who swings, and it's a high drive to center field. Moving back is Oyama at the track. He's at the wall, and this ball is gone! We had to wait. The umpires didn't know. I don't think the Ogden outfielders knew. It's a home run. It's Almanza's first. And it's a 2-run shot to make it 7-3.
Well, Christian Almanza had to wait some time for his first pro hit. It took 3 games, and then we had to wait just as long for that home run to be called on the field.
Now Buford swings, ground ball up the middle, good. Will make the stop on the infield. The spin and throw is not in time. Wow, what an athletic play by the shortstop, good. And he almost made the out there. It's now back-to-back hits for Oakland. Here's O'Hara.
I've just come to the conclusion that Good is just much better at the spectacular plays because he was right on the money, just a tad late. Buford safe.
O'Hara saw 1 pitch in his first at-bat and popped out to short. A 2-run home run by Christian Almanza here in the inning. It's given the Ballers a couple of runs. First pitch is a called strike to O'Hara. Buford at first, 1 away. Here in the bottom of the third. Elliott Good fires. It bounces to the plate. The throw down to first is not in time. De La Cruz tried the back pick and picked that up rather casually as well back there. Elliott fires. O'Hara swings and hits one down the left field line out of play.
I can't believe that Christian's homer got out of here. I know it's a windy day. I don't even know if the Wind is blowing that way.
It is. You can check out the trees behind center field. It is and the tarps for that matter in center field as well. They are blowing toward left center. So maybe just enough to get that out. The 1-2 to O'Hara. He swings, ground ball back to the pitcher. He'll go to second for one, and the return throw is not in time. It was a slowly developing, although accurate throw to second base. Fielder's choice goes 1-6, and that'll bring up Isai Santos.
Last at bat, Santos came very close to a grand slam to right field.
So O'Hara will now put on the sliding glove at first with 2 outs. Ballers trailing 7-3 here in the bottom of the third. First pitch, ground ball foul by Santos. This is something the Ballers didn't do yesterday. They could not get the big hit. They struggled with that in the first inning as well, although they got the run across the board. Can they get a little 2-out rally going? Elliott, about 65 pitches for him now. Pitch to Santos, he lays off. Nice take on the breaking ball. It's 1-1.
So 2 homers so far this season for the Ballers. Both have been oppo bombs by lefties. Sensing a trend.
Elliott throws way high, and now another snap throw to first. Back to the bag is O'Hara. (2-1) to Santos with 2 away. O'Hara, decent lead at first. Slide step, and a called strike. Santos wants to challenge. He did not like where that pitch was, and neither did I. It is a ball, and now it's 3-1. Good challenge by Santos. So each team has got a challenge correct thus far. The next pitch is swung on and missed. Changeup to Santos. The count will run to 3-2. And with 2 outs, O'Hara will go.
Looked like he was sitting fastball, sitting dead red there, and changeup from Elliott threw him off.
Last time a 3-2 was a fastball. He flied out to the wall. This 3-2, he swings and fouls it away. Went outside on the fastball that time.
Did the right thing with it, too. Went the other way, just fouled it off, fought it off, out of play at the left side.
All 3 of his at-bats so far have been almost exactly the same, except for the result, including his 9th inning pinch hit.
Yep.
Really good competitive at-bats from Santos. The 3-2 is low for ball 4. So the 2-out rally maybe is in the cards.
And just an amazing at-bat from Santos. Also factoring in the fact that he correctly challenged a low ball that was called a strike. That pitch was further towards the zone. Still a ball, and yet called a ball this time, probably because of his challenge.
It's a good point, Nevada. It does influence the umpire to some extent. O'Hara at second. Santos at first. Lozano now swings and fouls it back. Lozano flied out to shallow center. 7-3, Ogden leading here in the bottom of the third. The Ballers have scored 2 on a Christian Almanza 2-run home run. Here comes the 0-1. That's in the dirt. 1-1. Lozano, last year in 48 games, hit .231. Swings down the right field line. Right fielder is over. Stone, does he have a play? No, it falls on the track. He is going to have an opportunity this year, Tyler Lozano, to really take ownership of that catching position.
Yeah, I mean, last year it was him and Colton Horner splitting time. Trip Clark, obviously, late in the season. But Tilo is the lone returner in this offense, deserves a spot as the starting catcher. And the funny thing is he'll get competition from his old buddy Dylan.
He does, however, need to come through with bigger hits this year. This is an opportunity for him here. A 1-2 count. Elliott checks second. And now he fires, and Lozano hits us up the middle. That's through for a base hit. They're going to send O'Hara. The throw from Oyama will not be made, and Tyler Lozano comes through with a big hit, and it's 7-4.
2-strike hitting right there from Lozano at its finest. Just pokes one off the end of the bat, and the right-hander serves it on a line over short in its center field for an RBI. Oakland gets another.
That's what I call a Dondre Hubbard-influenced single there. Almost no stride by Lozano on the 2-strike pitch. Now Bugs. Oakland has scored 3. It's 7-4. Here in the bottom of the third, still 2 outs. Bugs waits. Bugs looks at a strike. Looking for his first hit as a baller. Elliott, now a rather long inning. This is batter number 8 with Cobb on deck. Swing and a miss on the fastball. It's 0-2. There is no one in the Ogden bullpen, literally.
They're all in the dugout.
They're all in the dugout. There's no one to warm up, even if Ogden wanted someone to warm up. 0-2. Bugs has to protect. The pitch is strike 3 called. And it's a challenge by Bugs. It is a confirmed strike. Yeah. We've got a ball game. Your line score through 3. 7 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Ogden Raptors. 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors for the Oakland Ballers. And for the middle innings of this ball game, Mr. Nevada Cullen.
Thank you, Tyler. So in the third inning, the Ballers got back into this game with a 3-spot. Christian Almanza's first pro hit was a 2-run homer lofted to left by the lefty. And the Ballers did end up stranding 2, but Tyler Lozano came up with an RBI single for a 2-out RBI, which is crucial. And that is how the score has been changed from 7-1 to 7-4. So here in the top of the 4th, Ogden will send up 2, 3, and 4 against Brody Iglite, and this is nothing new for Brody, Tyler. He pitched 3 or more innings on 8 different occasions last year.
And he stole a lot of wins this way, too. I say stole in the nicest way possible.
He did get 5 in the end, and he's hoping to be the winning pitcher today if his Ballers can continue the momentum they've established on offense. Ready matchup to start the top of the 4th. No one out, bases empty. True Fontenot, the batter. The native of Tallahassee, which we talked about last inning. First to the right, he is too tall, 1-0. Fontenot today, RBI walk and a strikeout. So he's 0 for 1. Also, I know we covered wide roller baseball, but you should know there's quite a few people from Tallahassee as the 1-0 is swung on and missed. It's 1-1. I mentioned Terry and Arnold. Antonio Cromartie as well, former DB for the Jets. The rock band Creed is from Tallahassee.
Oh.
1-1 is bounced foul off of Fontenot. T-Pain. You know what the T stands for in T-Pain? Any guesses? Take a wild guess.
Nope.
Tallahassee.
It was one of my nicknames in grade school, though.
T-Pain?
That absolutely is true.
I would have called you American Treasure. Or El Sueño Blanco. 1-2. Swung on and miss. Fontenot is retired by Iglite, who gets his first K, one away. Also, I don't think you've heard of Ethel Cain, but for you indie rock fans out there, she's also from Tallahassee. So 1 down, 7-4 Ballers trail Ogden, top of the 4th inning. Bases empty for Connor Bagneski, a hit by pitch and a sac fly today. He has driven in one and scored one. First to the lefty hitter is bounced foul towards the Ogden dugout left side. Bagneski in this series is 4 for 8 and has driven in 4. 2 on Tuesday, 1 RBI yesterday, and his sac fly today brought home his 4th run of the series. Iglite's 0-1 is high and away. Bagneski led the team last year with a .362 batting average, so it's no surprise he's hitting .500 so far this year. 1-1. Bagneski rips it foul beside the third base coach, Ed Campanello, in his second year. He coached in the A's org for a bit. Count is 1-2 on Bagneski. Time is called at the plate. Iglite hoping for a clean 4th inning. He has retired 6 in a row. 1-2 pitch. Again, bounce towards Campanello down that third base line.
Well, Iglite is a guy who can be stretched out to maybe 60 pitches.
And he is only at 32. Again, last year, pitched 3 or more innings, 8 different times. Ballers will ride his arm. 1-2 pitch is a hook. Dropped in. Strike 3 call. 2 down. Making Tyler Peterson sound like a jack-in-the-box or something.
Wow, that was filthy. I mean, that breaking ball, for the folks who are actually watching this game, will get to enjoy that replay. But that had sharp break. That was not a lofted 12-6 like we saw from Iglite last year. That was whip.
2 outs, bases empty for Sargent. First to him, high and tight. 7-4, Ogden leads Oakland in the top of the 4th. Sargent, 3 RBI today, 2-run homer and RBI single. Iglite with back-to-back strikeouts. 1 out. Sargent takes a strike, top of the zone.
He is also throwing harder than he has this whole game. His last 7 fastballs have all been at 91.
So he's bringing the velo and then has that devastating curveball to pair with it. Iglite was one of the best relievers in the league last year. 1-1. Another hook, but this one was hung. Sargent gives it a ride to left field. That ball is history, much like the dinosaurs. Chris Sargent goes yard, his 2nd home run of the game after blasting 19 bombs last year. And Sargent has his 2nd career 2-homer game as an Ogden Raptor. It's 8-4 Raptors here in the top of the 4th after the solo bomb.
Yep, that was hung right at the top of the zone. That was the hit me zone for that one.
Sent that ball back in time all the way to the Cretaceous period. All right.
Really forcing it here, huh?
I won't beat a dead dinosaur. Damian Stone is next. 4-run Ogden lead after the long ball. Swing and a miss.
There will be more Dino talk for our friends in the YouTube chat come 5th inning. That's just a little special. Hang with us.
0-1 is ripped back to the screen. Nothing in 2. 2 outs. Bases empty. 8-4 Ogden in the top of the 4th. Stone facing The Ballers, who play in Oakland, not far from his hometown of Fremont. Iglite facing the Ogden Raptors, which once traded him to the Ballers. 0-2 outside, 1-2.
Brody Iglite was a draft pick of the Ogden Raptors in the 2024 Arizona camp, and Oakland acquired him from the Raptors before the season began and was a 26th man the whole year.
Ball cue shot to third under the glove of the third baseman Druick, and he barged into the umpire to try to get that ball. The ball rolls into left field, and Stone has a lucky double. At English on that baseball was French. Spun so far away from Druick that it ended up in left field for a double. One of the more head-scratching doubles I've ever seen, but there's no other way to score it. Brings up Cole Jordan with a runner at second and 2 outs for Ogden. Top of the fourth. Squares, drops down a bunt. Iglite, bare hands, throws, bounces it. It's an error as a run comes home. It is probably a single, and then the error by Iglite allows the run to score. Good, smart baseball by Jordan there. Nine for Ogden.
That's just a team that is realizing the troubles that the Ballers are having on infield. Dropping down a 2-out bunt to get the job done.
Next, Carter Mize, 9-4 Raptors. 2 outs, runner at first. Huge jump, throw down from Lozano, no chance. He stole that off of Iglite. Did Jordan, who steals the base.
Someone's got to say something there, whether that's Almanza or another member of this infield. Someone has to say something. He had about a 20-foot lead by the time Iglite raised his leg. He just walked into that lead.
So another runner in scoring position for Ogden. 1-0 pitch from Iglite. Swung on and missed. 9-4 Raptors, 2 outs, top of the fourth inning. 2 across in this frame for the Raptors. They have almost erased Oakland's 3-spot from the bottom of the third inning. 2 outs, runner at second is Jordan after the stolen base. The 1-1 pitch from Iglite. Popped up behind home, foul, 1-2. 9 runs on 6 hits for Ogden, 1 error. 4 runs on 4 hits, 1 error for the Ballers. It was a 6-run first yesterday for the Raptors that guided them to the win. They had a 5 spot in the second today. Mize is 0 for 1 with a walk today. The 1-2 from Iglite to the left-handed hitter. Cut on and missed. And Iglite strikes out the side in the fourth. However, Ogden gets 2 back. A home run by Sargent, his second of the game, and then an error brings home the second run of the inning. It's 9-4 Ogden over Oakland as we head to the home fourth on 8:60 a.m. The Answer.
District Council 16, Painters and Allied Trades represents the best in the business. Painters, drywall finishers, glaziers, and floor coverers, proudly serving Northern California and Nevada, but also maybe Nevada if he needs some help. They stand for top-tier training, great wages, strong benefits, and dignity on the job. Join the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades today. District Council 16, building the future, one skilled trade at a time.
Possum got away. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, a child dressed like a mini Scrappy just completely has delayed the start of the bottom of the fourth inning. He ran into left field. I don't think he was supposed to go that far. Either way, it's adorable. And I'm glad that the child retrieved the baseball. They are being cheered on by this Raimondi Park crowd. You know what? You know, it's not the best timing, maybe.
Okay.
We don't want to delay innings, but at least for Oakland's side, it's when Ogden's in the field. Beats the other way around. Tremaine Cobb in this game, 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Grounded out to short his most recent trip. Still facing Eli Elliott, right-handed starter. First pitch launched in the air, foul left field, and into the first or second row of bleachers. So it's 0-1 on Cobb. 9-4, Ogden leads Oakland with no one out. Bottom of the fourth inning. Cobb doubled to start this ball game. The Ballers' leadoff hitter has collected 8 hits in 12 at-bats as a pro. 0-1. Off the plate, 1-1. Hitting back-to-back with Darryl Buggs, his former teammate last summer. They both played for the Frederick Keys of the MLB Draft League. 1-1. Dropped in for a strike. 1-2. Cobb, 6'1", 195-pound, 23-year-old infielder from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. 1-2 count. Pitch from Elliott. Inside, 2-2, challenged by De La Cruz. It looks like that one will stand. It will stand. It was way inside, and still, the Ogden catchers clearly need to work on their challenging. First it was Sargent, now De La Cruz. I think they've maybe gotten one call right, if that. Another 2-2 way off the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I think the bigger problem right now with these early season challenges for both teams is awareness of when to challenge. In a 1-2 count, there's no real immediacy to challenge a close call. And the payoff is bounced foul. Although, with the leadoff man Cobb being Oakland's best hitter this season so far in the early going, you understand where De La Cruz is coming from in that early challenge. 5-run deficit for Oakland. They had cut the deficit to 3 with a 3 spot in the third. Another 3-run inning would get them within 2. Another payoff. Laced to short, one big hop for good. He fields and fires in time to get Cobb, who's 1 for 3. Back-to-back groundouts to short for Cobb. There's one down. Base is empty for the Ballers, trailing 9-4 against Ogden in the home fourth.
We do have a flag in the stands. German flag being proudly flown by Brian Johansson.
Helmig of Paderborn, Germany. A fan of Bayern Munich. He grounds one foul. 0-1. Helmig says that he is from Paderborn and does support the Paderborn team known as SC Paderborn when they play. However, he is a Bayern Munich fan as he now lives very close to the stadium in Germany. 0-1 is outside, 1-1. Lou, his grandfather, Klaus, is called the godfather of German baseball.
Klaus is a good German name.
Mm-hmm. He and his brother, Jürgen,
also a good German name.
1-1 is low. They together developed players, they were developed as players and signed major league deals. And then Klaus helped form the German league as Helmig bounces that foul.
What team were they signed with?
Well, Klaus signed with the Orioles in 1955.
Your Baltimore Orioles.
That's right. Don't have the information on Jurgen in front of me. 2-2 pitch. Called a strike on the outside corner. Helmig doesn't really like the call, but he will not challenge. It was a correct call by home plate umpire Robert McGee, catching the top and outside corner of the zone. 2 down. 4th strikeout for Elliott. 3 have been looking. Davis Druick is next. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, a walk, and a run scored today. Lefty hitter, righty pitcher Elliott trying to complete 4. Misses low.
I do have today's official attendance, 3,118. And I do believe every premium seat sold to Too Short Night.
1-0. Druick tried to hold his swing. He did not, says Alan Walker down there at third. 1-1. Great to see Too Short perform Blow the Whistle and his new song before the game, which he had never performed before for a live audience. Called strike on a ball not even caught by De La Cruz. 1-2. (9-4) Ogden lead. Elliott trying to keep it that way here in the home 4th. Bases empty, 2 outs. 1-2 the count, and Elliott settles at the belt, delivers a strike, and makes a nice snow cone grab on a bouncer back to him from Druick, then tosses to first for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left for the Ballers in the home 4th. 9-4 Ogden. We go to the 5th on 860 AM. The Answer. We are on The Answer. 860 AM, The Answer. Nevada calling alongside Tyler Peterson. 9-4 Ogden against Oakland here in the top of the 5th inning. Brody Iglite still on the hill. And since we're on The Answer, I think it's time for a little question.
It's the question on The Answer, a segment that Nevada and I have had since we've been partners on this broadcast. However, you now get to participate if you are in the live chat on our YouTube stream. And all I'm really asking is a very simple question. Let us know, what's your favorite dinosaur?
Stegosaurus.
The Raptors are in town. What's your favorite dinosaur?
Stegosaurus.
Okay.
How'd I do? Much faster than yesterday.
Okay.
We want to hear you. Be sure, if you're listening on YouTube, to comment or jump on Oakland Ballers YouTube channel. Turn to the live. You can listen to that and listen to 860 AM The Answer at the same time. First from Iglite is high and tight to good, 1-0. Tyler?
So the Stegosaurus you're partial to.
Yep.
I always liked the Brontosaurus, the Brachiosaurus. I like
a long
the
neck.
Plesiosaurus, the one with the fins.
Oh, foul ball flown right side out of play.
I'm sorry. No, this answer is disqualified. Bernie Sanders does not count. I'm looking for
Politicians
a
are not
fossilized
dinosaurs. as old as they may be, 1-1 from Iglite, is sent foul off to the right. Again, dinosaurs are extinct. If you say a species that is not extinct, it's not a dinosaur.
I have one. This is a very good one. I'll tell you right after this 1-2 pitch, though.
1-2 from Iglite. Works from the windup to the righty. Good. And another foul off to the right.
I have the Parasaurolophus, also known as the duck-billed dinosaur. I am familiar with that particular dinosaur from a number of dinosaur media.
Any duck-billed animal I love. Ducks? Platypi? Pleth.
Moving on.
1-2 bounce foul. Could you repeat the name of the dinosaur for me?
Parasaurolophus.
Parasaurolophus. Wow. That's like the golden ticket answer. You get bonus points for that one.
I think someone just went, what is a hard-to-pronounce dinosaur?
1-2 is high and tight. And now in a related segment, spelling bee for the bees, of course. I will be trying to spell this dinosaur.
We can't have two segments at the same time.
Who says no? 2-2
there are
pitch.
rules to these things.
Iglite's next. Is hit fair. Right field. Helmig plays it on a hop and quickly whips it in to second. Oh, what a throw from right field. Showing off the cannon there.
Showing off the arm.
Leadoff single for Good. Nice at bat from him. He saw 7 pitches. The latest pitch was lined into right field for a leadoff single. Brings up the 9-hitter, De La Cruz. 9-4 Ogden. There's a baseball game going on against the Oakland Ballers here in the top of the 5th inning. No one out for De La Cruz.
And we are interacting with our YouTube live chat. Someone has just offered us Velociraptor, and even though it feels a little bit wrong today.
First pitch inside. De La Cruz pulled back. He was looking to bunt there. Okay, I'm going to guess you have not been on the Velocicoaster at Universal, but it is my favorite roller coaster. It's new and it's really good. 1-0. Little tight, 2-0.
If it is in Florida, then I have not been on it.
The Velocicoaster is themed after Jurassic Park. Or I guess Jurassic World, as Chris Pratt is in the experience that you watch as you get ready to ride the Velocicoaster. It's got loops, it's got high speeds. The 2-0 pitch is a high speed pitch that is bunted back to Iglite. He looked towards second, threw to first, and spiked the throw to Almanza. He could not pick it out, and Iglite just sunk down into a crouch. He could not believe he botched the throw.
I think it was a bad throw rather than a bad catch, but I mean, let me look at that one more time if I can. And I think Ben on the replay may have a better look at it than I. It was a bad throw.
It looked like
it's an E1, a second by Iglite.
It maybe could have been picked from Almanza, that's for sure.
That's a sack E1.
Oyama takes high. So De La Cruz had given himself up with the bunt to move Good to second. He's able to do so. Still no one out. And De La Cruz is safe because of the error by Iglite on the low throw. Oyama the hitter, 9-4 Ogden, top of the 5th. 1-0 pitch. He squares and drops it down, maybe for a hit to third. Throw from Druick is up the first base line. It's another error. A run comes home. Helmig zips it on home. Blocked by Lozano. It's 10-4 Raptors. The throw from Druick just sailed into right field. Good scores on the play. De La Cruz goes to third.
Sack E5. Sack E1, sack E5.
Good comes home on the play. De La Cruz goes.
This is very surprising. 10-4, Raptors leading now.
And now a ball gets away from Lozano. So there are runners at second and third for Ogden. Fontenot at the plate. 10 for Raptors. Still nobody out here in inning number 5. Infield is slightly in, not quite on the grass. 1-0 pitch. Fontenot pops it up. Foul territory, right side, out of play. Fontenot in this game, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and RBI walk. Any more dinosaurs, Tyler?
Can I say I slightly have lost interest? we do have some more I'll throw out there. Folks are getting very creative.
Infield still in for the 1-1 pitch from Iglite. Fontenot watches inside. It leaks off the glove of Lozano, and De La Cruz scores. 11-4 Raptors.
I've got that as a pass ball.
Yep, has to be caught there by Lozano. Maybe a cross-up, but still.
It's a pass ball.
It is 2-1 now on Fontenot.
I have a Therizinosaurus, which is...
All right, people are just making up things at this point.
A sort of bipedal, double-clawed bird dinosaur.
2-1 is popped up out of play right side, 2-2.
It appears that that animal
is
extinct. Well, yes, it's extinct. That's very true. But was featured in Jurassic World.
Is this the dinosaur that inspired Edward Scissorhands?
Was there a dinosaur that inspired Edward Scissorhands?
Well, it looks like it has really long fingernails. 11-4 Ogden, top of the 5th. No one out, runner at third. Pitch to Fontenot with the infield in is blooped into right center field, and everything is falling Ogden's way. Tagging up to score is Oyama, even though he didn't need to tag up because it fell out in right field for an RBI single. Fontenot has RBI number 7 on the series. His first hit of the day brings home Oyama. Still no one out.
They need Iglite to eat innings.
He's doing his best.
I mean, I will say, things will not be taken lightly from the way these innings have gone. And now,
runner takes off. Throw down from Lozano is offline. Safe at second is Fontenot.
Fontenot never stopped.
Wow.
Fontenot jumped, and then ran. Someone has got to call that out, whether it's Lozano behind the plate or Almanza at first. That's the second time that's happened.
So 1-0 the count on Bagneski. He rips one off the glove of the diving Almanza at first. It ends up at the second baseman, Santos. It's an infield hit for Bagneski, his first hit of the game.
Nevada, there are still no outs in this inning.
I am aware. It is 12-4 Ogden with no outs and runners at the corners. It is the top of the 5th inning. Already 3 runs across for Ogden. Sargent is next for the Raptors. Already a 2-homer game. He's hoping for his first 3-homer game at this point. Trying to blow this one even wider open for the Raptors. First pitch to him, popped up on the infield. Looks like the first out of the inning. Almanza calls off Iglite. He makes the squeeze. That is the first out of the inning. 1 away. First pitch out for Iglite as he tries to get out of this 5th inning and eat yet another frame for the Ballers. Stone is next, and the Fremont native has had himself quite the time here in Oakland. Came in 5 for 8 in the series with 4 runs scored. He's doubled and scored another run today. Runners at the corners with 1 out. 12-4 Ogden. Pitch from Iglite is fouled off to the left, out of play. Got another dinosaur for me? Again, this is question on the answer. We asked fans what their favorite dinosaur is. 0-1 pitch from Iglite is lifted deep to left center field. It is caught by O'Hara. It's a sac fly, but it is importantly the second out of the inning as Stone drives in another.
Another unearned run. If I have this correct, there is going to be just one earned run in this inning, and that's the good run.
2 errors in this
Yep.
frame. I've lost track of them. Pitch is high and tight. Yeah, errors allowed De La Cruz and Oyama to reach. It is 1-0 on Jordan. He has a 2-hit game after being hitless previously. And takes on the outside corner for strike 1. After the sac fly, it's 13-4 Ogden Raptors against the Oakland Ballers in the top of the 5th inning. 2 outs. 1-1 pitch to the righty Jordan is popped up behind home over us in the press box. No more sun. It is pretty much fully set here in West Oakland. Still a nice blue sky. The lights have taken effect at Raimondi. 2 outs, 1-2 pitch from Iglesias. Lifted foul out of play, right side. (13-4) here in Oakland. Ogden leads. Lots of runs all across the Pioneer League tonight. We'll get to the scoreboard later. Rocky Mountain hasn't even scored 10 yet, though. They have 9. Another 1-2. Swung on and missed. Pitch in the dirt. Lozano picks up the breaking ball and fires it to the bag. Almanza has to stretch a bit, but makes the play. And that will end the 5th inning. The top of the 5th, that is, as Ogden makes it 13-4. It's a 9-run advantage over the Ballers as we head to the home 5th here from West Oakland on 860 AM The Answer. New pitcher Matt Colucci for the Ogden Raptors here in the bottom of inning number 5. 13-4. The Ogden Raptors lead the Oakland Ballers here from Raimondi Park. So Elliott goes just 4, but even though he would not be the pitcher of record, does put his Raptors in the position to win this game as Colucci makes his first appearance as an Ogden Raptor. He spent his first 2 pro seasons with the Utica Unicorns of United Shore League. The righty in 2024 in the USPBL was the reliever of the year with the Unicorns. Made 30 appearances, 3-3 record, 2 saves, a 1.79 ERA in 45 1/3 innings. He walked 15 and struck out 48.
Well, Elliott, I think, has a favorite number. 4 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts.
4's wild?
4 groundouts, 4 flyouts on 94 pitches.
What? That's got to be rigged. That's crazy. That's so many 4s. I'm used to deuces being wild. Well, it's Colucci, the righty, against Almanza, the lefty, to start the home 5th. Ogden just plated 4 more in the top of the 5th inning to take a 13-4 lead. It's the bottom of the 5th. And Almanza hit a 2-run homer his last time up. First from Colucci is ripped foul. The lefty Almanza was hitless in his pro career through 2 games coming into today, but has walked and homered in this game. And he rips this one foul to left field into the bleachers. 0-2 on Almanza. Chance of let's go Ballers before this 0-2. Drops in, called strike 3. The breaking ball from the pitcher. Colucci just draped over that outside corner. 1 down. (13-4), Ballers leading the Ogden Raptors here from Raimondi Park. 13-4 Ogden Raptors leading the Oakland Ballers here from Raimondi Park. I think I just reversed that. Cam Buford hits with 1 out, bases empty. He has an RBI on an error and singled today. He takes way outside, 1-0. Buford, the Grambling State product and native of Chicago, Illinois. South Holland native. It's a suburb just south of Chicago. Buford takes low, 2-0. Buford at Grambling State. Career .325 hitter with 46 homers, the most in Grambling State history. 2-0. Grooved in for a strike. 2-1. This series started in the Ballers' favor. A 4-4 tie. Ballers had to come back and win in the knockout round. Since then, it's been all Ogden. Swing and a miss from Buford. 2-2. Yesterday, Oakland committed 4 errors in a 12-5 loss. Today, 3 errors. They're losing 13-4. If you're picking up on the trend, well, it's not hard to. Bad defense has led to bad score lines for the Ballers as Buford takes high and away, 3-2. He has collected at least 1 hit in each of his first 3 professional games, Cam Buford. Payoff is next from Colucci. Breaking ball, fouled off, right field, high arcing fly ball down the right field line and out of play towards the bleachers. Again, an awesome crowd tonight for Too Short in the Bay Legend Series here at Raimondi. 31-18, over 3,000 fans to watch the Ballers and to see Too Short, legendary rapper, perform pregame. 1 more payoff from Colucci. Buford swings and misses. Hung on to by De La Cruz. It looked like Buford may have gotten a piece of it. But back-to-back strikeouts start the day for Colucci. Next is O'Hara. Ballers trailing. 13-4. 2 outs, bases empty, home 5th. First to O'Hara, breaking ball that slipped out of the hand of Colucci. It's outside, 1-0. O'Hara grew up going to A's games. He says the Coliseum was a part of me. Being in that parking lot. O'Hara drops one into center field, base hit. High hang time on that little flare, but not long enough to give room for Oyama to catch it. It's a hit for O'Hara. His second as a baller. Brings up Isai Santos. Santos, a fly ball out in the first and then a walk last time up. Almost hit a grand slam in the first inning. First to the lefty. Santos takes a room service strike. (13-4), Ballers trail, bottom of the 5th. 2 outs. Next to Santos is low, 1-1. And Santos, who pitched a scoreless 9th last night, might be called upon again today. Who knows? This game has just really not gone Oakland's way. A 9-run Raptor lead in the 5th. A check to first, back with plenty of time as O'Hara.
It's amazing how much this actually reminds me of the start of last year. Big win to begin the series, and then 2 blowouts,
Yeah.
which right now is trending that way.
You got to shake off the rest somehow. It's been ugly the last 2 days for the Ballers as Santos takes inside, gets away from the catcher De La Cruz, and down to second on the pass ball goes O'Hara.
Let's not forget that that's a team that was not only a second-half champion, but had the second-best overall record for the entire year at 20 over.
Yep. Slow start didn't deter the Ballers, who made it to the playoffs in their inaugural season only to lose to the eventual champion, YOLO High Wheelers, in their first year. Ballers have a taste for revenge in their mouths for 2025 against their in-state rivals. Santos takes inside, 3-1. Challenge, though. This one will stand. So Ogden's 1 for 3 today. Man, I guess the Ogden pitchers need to start challenging because the catchers have been truly terrible at the challenge. It's almost comical at this point how many they've gotten wrong. No, I take it back. It is comical. But in a 13-4 game, you can afford to get a few wrong.
That's the only way you can get back at them, huh?
Take that, Ogden.
Nevada says so.
Oh, man. 3-1 is low. A walk for Santos, the second for him today. And Colucci, who started this inning with 2 strikeouts, has not pitched quite as well since then. Single and then a walk. Here's Tyler Lozano. 2 on, 2 outs for the Ballers, trailing 13-4 in the home 5th. Righty-righty matchup. Colucci comes home, and Lozano takes outside. 1-0. How friendly are the people of Ogden, Utah, just north of Salt Lake City, Tyler? In your experience?
Listen, I'll say this. I've been a guest in Ogden 3 or 4 times as a road broadcaster. It's a lovely town. I love the little downtown, a couple of shops that I swear by.
1-0 is swung on a miss by Lozano.
There is a coffee shop whose name I will remember momentarily.
I'm just thinking, Ogden's got a lot of fans. If they're not the friendliest bunch, they might come and get me up in the press box in Ogden.
You will be making the trip, my friend.
1-1 is fouled back by Lozano. Well, I'm sure they might be slightly annoyed if any Raptors fans are watching on Flow Sports. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. They might be annoyed by our criticism of their catcher's challenge.
Excuse me, your criticisms of the catcher's challenges.
But we have spoken very highly of their players overall. As Lozano takes a strike on the outside corner. And speaking of talking highly about Ogden Raptors, Matt Colucci just struck out the side in his first appearance. The USPBL reliever of the year in 2024 makes an instant impact for the Ogden Raptors here in the home 5th. They lead 13-4 here in Oakland on 860 AM The Answer.
Striking out with leaky pipes, Bases loaded with clogged drains. Step up to the plate and call the pros at Mr. Reuter Plumbing. We're the home team when it comes to reliable service. Family owned, locally trusted, and proudly serving the greater Oakland area, San Francisco, and the peninsula. With honest, dependable service, Mr. Reuter Plumbing is always ready in the bullpen. Don't let plumbing problems throw you a curveball. Mr. Reuter Plumbing is here when you need us. And if they're in the bullpen, maybe this man on the mound is also a Mr. Reuter Plumbing employee, a new man on the mound for the Ballers.
Spoiler alert, he's not. It's Carson Lambert, the right-handed pitcher for Oakland, who pitched on Tuesday against Ogden. Went an inning, 2 hits, 3 runs. None of them were earned. A walk and a strikeout for the 6'4 right-hander, 25 years old, from Thousand Oaks, California, his second year as a baller. He replaces Brody Iglite, who matched his career high, went 4 today, and struck out 4, gave up 1 earned runs, but 6 total runs and 7 hits. First pitch swung on and missed by Mize against the new pitcher, the righty Lambert. Mize, a lefty hitter, is 0 for 2 with a strikeout, a walk, and a run scored today. 13-4, Ogden leads Oakland, top 6. Next toss is high.
I would like to begin a discussion.
Digress.
Maybe after this 1-1.
You can start it before the 1-1. I'm really not too picky tonight. Well, since you insisted, the 1-1 is lifted high to right field. Calling it is the second baseman, Santos, and he makes the grab one down. Now seems like a great time to start that discussion.
I want to turn into a Norman Rockwell painting. I want to bring my soapbox to People's Park and say errors committed by pitchers should be considered earned runs.
I don't think you'd have anyone that would disagree with you, except for every pitcher ever.
Yes, Jim Diedrich would not like that statement.
I don't disagree, though. Swing and a miss, strike 1 on good. The sentiment is surely there. If a pitcher's defense makes an error, why should it count for their earned run average? 0-1 pitch is a strike. 0-2.
Nothing against Brody Iglite, of course. I love Brody, and Brody has been one of the best relievers on this team for his entire career.
0-2 rip back to the screen. It is funny, though.
And his career is as long as the Baller's career.
That's right. 2 years. Same as Lambert's. It is funny, though, that a pitcher should make an error, and that would help their earned run average, theoretically, or save it. 0-2. Bouncer, back up the middle. Backhand by Santos behind the second base bag. Nice throw to first, picked out by Almanza. He held on to the baseball while falling off the bag.
Evan Parker doesn't like it.
He's saying, well, the ball's in his opposite hand. That means he didn't have possession of the ball, but the first base umpire, Ricardo Rodriguez, is walking his way, and to me that means, no, he's got a good sense of it. Parker right back to the dugout. 2 down. Nope. Umpires will discuss it.
This is where Ricardo Rodriguez says, this is what I have. I'll explain the play as I saw it. Does anyone have anything different?
And if they don't, it'll stand. If they do, it can be overturned. Ricardo Rodriguez talking with Alan Walker and Robert McGee, the third base and home plate umpires, respectively. 13-4, Ogden leads Oakland.
He is out at first.
And there are 2 outs in the top of the 6th. 4-3 goes the putout. De La Cruz, the 9-hitter, bats next. I just realized he's wearing number 16 despite being 11 on the roster. First to the righty is a strike, bottom of the zone. 2 out, space is empty for De La Cruz. 13-4 Ogden in the top of the 6th inning. Next is inside 1-1. Ogden has only been held off the board once. That was back in the 3rd by Iglite. Lambert attempting to pitch a 1-2-3 6th inning. 1-1. Room service strike, 1-2. De La Cruz, the 2024 Southwestern Athletic Conference Hitter of the Year. He hit .446, beating out the likes of Cam Buford for that award. 1-2 swung on and missed. Cam Buford maybe telling Carson Lambert to get some revenge there for De La Cruz taking that award. And Lambert pitches a 1-2-3, top of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. For Ogden, we head to the home 6th. Ballers chase a 9. It's 13-4 Ogden on 860 AM. The Answer. Bottom of the 6th, 13-4. Ogden leads Oakland. So Ogden will go to a new pitcher, one that they're trying to settle down. It's Braden Bonner making his second appearance of the season. After not recording an out on Tuesday, the righty gave up 3 hits and 3 earned runs, helping Oakland rally in that 9th and win on opening day.
Well, for Matt Colucci, it's an inning where he allows a hit and a walk, but he strikes out the side. So a nice debut as an Ogden Raptor.
And here in the bottom of the 6th, we will take a look at the Pioneer League scoreboard. And there are lots of runs around the league tonight, Tyler.
Well, right off the Northern Colorado Owls at your own peril. It is 9-9 in the 9th.
Watch out.
In the bottom of the 9th, Vibes do have a man on first. Missoula, a 15-5 lead over Billings. That game in the bottom of the 8th. Mustangs hosting that one. In Boise, the Chuckers trying to improve to 3-0 with a 6-1 lead over the Hawks. Another high-scoring contest in Glacier. It's Voyagers 7, Range Riders 9. That game in the top of the 7th. And for one of the few times in the first 3 games, the Jackalopes actually have a lead over the Yuba Sutter High Wheelers. It is currently 5-3 in the bottom of the 6th.
For the Ballers, Darryl Buggs leads off the bottom of the 6th inning against the new pitcher Bonner. Again, struggled on Tuesday. Righty-righty matchup in the bottom of the 6th. The first pitch is a strike on the outer half, 0-1. 13-1 lead for the Raptors. Buggs has struck out looking twice today. Needs to pick up the bat off his shoulder. 0-1. He does. Flies it to shallow center field. It is caught by the shortstop. Good. 1 down. So Buggs, careful not to go down looking for a third straight time. Puts the ball in play. Unfortunately, it is caught. Now back to the top of the order for Tremaine Cobb, who's 1 for 3 with a double today. First to the righty Cobb from the righty Bonner. Is wheeled in for a strike, 0-1. A 1 count on Cobb. Again, doubled his first time up. Grounded out to short the last 2 trips to the dish. And he rips this one to center field, sending Oyama back. He's still on his horse. He can't get there. It bounces off the wall. He fumbles it. Cobb's thinking 3. He stops at 2 with a 1-out 2-bagger. His second double of the game.
Well, Oyama got a terrible read on that because he actually stopped in his tracks. He thought he had a beat on that. To be fair, it was a very hard-hit line drive. 89 off the bat, went some 355 feet.
Not exactly sure, even with a good jump, he would have gotten there. He would have had to have had a Pete Crow Armstrong-like jump to get to that baseball.
So Cobb, 2 at-bats against Bonner, 2 hits.
Wow.
And now a man who doubled off of Bonner in his last at-bat.
That's right. Ripping one to right field that nearly ended the ball game. Umpire's writing something down here. Robert McGee at home. So Cobb with his second double of the game. He has now collected 3 multi-hit games in his first 3 professional games. Not too shabby. Helmig 0 for 2 with a walk today. A strikeout last time. Takes in 1-0. Ballers trailing the Raptors 13-4, home 6th, 1 out. Cobb the runner at second. Helmig hoping to bring him home. 2 RBI on Tuesday, none today at this point. Pitch from the righty, Bonner. Pigeon toe righty comes home, and Helmig swings and misses. 1-1. Helmig, the lefty, 6'5", nearly 200 pounds, 22 years old, from Paderborn, Germany. Bonner comes home. Helmig cuts and misses. Two for his first 8 as a baller. One-two pitch. Fouled off to the left. Helmig played in the German Baseball League for Regensburg Legionnaire.
Regensburg, my friend, I believe.
Oh, thank you. Hard G. One-two pitch. Helmig rips it past the glove of the second baseman, Jordan, and into right field. It's an RBI single for Lou Helmig, his 3rd RBI as a baller. It's 13-5, Ogden.
He just doesn't seem to have bad at-bats. And that may be some of the seasoning he has had in the Dominican Republic, in Florida, and on a big stage in the World Baseball Classic qualifiers in Major League ballparks. He's just not afraid. 102 off the bat. That is not easy to stop on the infield.
Jordan just laid it. Never touched the baseball, and so it's a hit. Druick next, another lefty against the righty Bonner. And he pops one foul off to the left, out of play. 0-1. So Cobb and Helmig 4 for 4 against Bonner. I'm not quite sure Bonner will be pitching in any high leverage situations anymore this season against the Ballers. Not at least against the top of the order. This is low leverage. It's an 8-run game as Druick takes just above the zone, 1-0. Near the letters against Druick. Davis 1 for 4 yesterday with an opposite field 2-run homer. Takes off the dish, 2-1. And Druick today is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Struck out his first time. Bounced back to the pitcher last time up. Played in the California Winter League in 2025 with the British Columbia Bombers. 2-1. Ripped over second, into the gap in right center field. Going first to third is Helmig. Putting on the brakes at first is Druick. Back-to-back singles for the Ballers. Runners on the corners. Still just 1 out.
And that's 3 straight hits now for Oakland. With the man who's homered in this game already coming to the plate. And yes, it's been an interesting go so far for Braden Bonner. We talked about what are the wins yesterday, right? In the individual innings. The win in this inning right now is having Evan Parker come out to the mound.
I would say the wind is knocking Bonner out of this game. The Ballers would prefer to keep him in the game, the way they've been hitting against him. To give context, Bonner, the third-year Raptor, pitched 30 innings last year to a 4.5 ERA. He was solid. That's a good reliever ERA in this league. First to Almanza, high, 1-0. 13-5, Ogden leads Oakland, home 6th. If the Ballers want to come back in this game from down 9, it's got to start here. They already got 1 run. They need more. 5 on the pitch timer. Bonner delivers. Almanza takes up in the zone, 1-1. Could kind of tell by his body language that he wanted to challenge that, but it was a strike at the top of the zone. One on the lefty Almanza. The righty Bonner set at the belt. Delivers. Inside, nearly hit Almanza. 2 balls and a strike. On the Stockton native, 25 years old, 6'4", 220, big left-handed bat, lots of home run potential. 2-run homer in the third. That was an opposite field bomb. Tilo called it. He loves an oppo homer, Almanza. And on 2-1, he pops it foul. The exact words from Tyler Lozano about his old buddy. You'll see a lot of opposite field home runs with the short porch and left. His miss hits are home runs. So even when Almanza's not getting, and that's exactly what happened. It was a pop-up that he sent out to left field. Runners on the corners with 1 out for Almanza. 2-2 from Bonner. He kicks and fires. Almanza chops it sharply, right side. It sneaks through and gets another run home. Druick not stopping. He's into third. And the runners remain at the corners with the RBI single by Almanza, who has a 3 RBI game.
4 straight hits now for Oakland. Double, single, single, single. Spare a thought for Braden Bonner, who now has had 2 misreads on fly balls go for doubles in 2 nights as well.
Yeah, that hasn't helped him. His fielding independent pitching is surely much lower than his ERA at this point.
We're not bringing that to the table, my friend.
Oh, I just did. RBI for Almanza. Brings up Buford. Runners at the corners. He takes outside.
The Pioneer League is not ready for that jelly. I'm sorry.
13-6. Ogden. Bottom of the 6th inning. Oakland with 2 in the frame. 1 out. Runners at the corners for Buford. 1 hit today. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI.
Home run, left center field. No, I tried.
Okay, Baby Ruth. Buford takes high and away, 2-0.
I wasn't so pointed with Colton Horner last year on the Grand Slam. Okay, here's Evan Parker coming out to the mound.
Is this it for Bonner? I'm not so sure. With a 2-0 count, not usually the place you'd pull your pitcher. Infield also did not converge, and usually you see the infield come in when the pitcher exits. Evan Parker, the field manager in his 2nd year with Ogden, was the head pitching coach in 2023 and in 2024 even as the manager. Dennis Gomez is the pitching coach now. In his 1st year, he's a White Sox assistant scout. Parker was the assistant pitching coach for Ogden way back in 2021 and 2022. And he has exited the fray. Bonner against Buford. 15 meet 15. The numbers of the 2. The 2-0 is a strike, bottom of the zone. Buford does not challenge. It is a strike. It's 2-1. 1 out. Runners on the corners for the Ballers, trailing 13-6. A 7-run deficit. That was once 9. Pitch from Bonner. Buford takes in the dirt, a breaking ball in the other batter's box on the righty. 3-1. Hitters count for Buford, who can do damage. Buford has collected at least a hit in each of his first 3 pro games. He drove in 2 yesterday with a couple ribby singles. The 3-1. Buford swings, ropes one, left field. It is fair. Off the wall. 1-run home. Getting the wave, then a late stop sign is Almanza. He stumbles back into third. Cam Buford has his second double as a baller and his second RBI today. Ballers within 6.
Well, Evan Parker doesn't care for this because it was the home plate umpire who made the call on fair. So Evan Parker is going to chat with the home plate umpire, Robert McGee. The shortstop, Good, threw up his hand saying, how is that a fair ball? This is one that I would be very surprised that they could overturn. No one else was in position to see it. Nice late stop sign from Aaron Miles. And more threatening action. There's not much the Raptors can do on this one.
Next, Michael O'Hara, as the Ballers continue to pass the metaphorical baton, the literal bat. As O'Hara singled his last time, he's 1 for 3 today. 13-7 Ogden, bottom 6, 2 in scoring position, 1 out. 1-0 count, or first pitch, I should say, is a strike. It's 0-1. O'Hara, 2 hits so far as a baller. A double back on Tuesday, a leadoff double in the 9th that helped the Ballers to rally. He would score the first of 3 runs that inning. They would win in the knockout round. O'Hara swings, bounces one. Right side, it gets a run home as the first baseman, Mize, collects and touches first. And Almanza scores. Buford over to third. Ballers within 5.
Well, that's something we haven't seen a whole lot of, which is productive outs that score runs. There is one now. How about a 2-out opportunity for Santos now? Can you really take that extra step? You've gotten the 4 runs back that you gave up in the 5th. Can you squeeze it a little bit closer now?
Ballers hoping for another 2-out RBI. First to Santos. Is bounced up the middle. The shortstop, Good, gets on a few hops, fires to first in time for out number 3. But the Ballers make some noise here in inning number 6. They were down 9 entering this inning. And now they trail by 5. 4 runs on 5 hits. No errors and 1 left on. We've got a ball game still somehow in Oakland. Let's go to the 7th here from Raimondi. Start of the 7th from West Oakland. Ogden Raptors leading the Oakland Ballers 13-8 as the Ballers plate 4 in the 6th. The Nevada Cohen alongside Tyler Peterson. Ogden back to the top of the lineup here in inning number 7. And Tyler, in what's been a messy series so far for the Ballers, they've shown fight and resilience.
It feels like the 17th rather than the 7th tonight, but they're in this game. They are in this game. They've out-hit Ogden even.
10-9. Oyama, the leadoff man, takes a first pitch strike from Carson Lambert, 0-1. Lambert able to pitch a 1-2-3 6th inning. Next from Lambert, swung on and missed. Way behind it was Oyama. That was 91 on the outer black.
It's nothing crazy from Carson Lambert. This is my fastball. Low 90s trying to hit it. And more often than not, it works out okay.
0-2 from Lambert. He can go with any pitch here. And he bears down, doubles down on the fastball, and gets Oyama with 91. One down.
That is a 3-pitch see ya, 3 fastballs at 91.
Adios, says Lambert to Oyama. 1 out. Second strikeout for Lambert. He's retired all 4 he's faced. He now faces Fontenot, who had an RBI single last time up. Pitch outside from Lambert on Fontenot. 1-0. Drew Fontenot, 5 RBI yesterday, 2 more today, 7 in the series. And he rips one back to the screen. Fontenot, just a second-year pro. We might be seeing his coming out party, because last year he hit just 264, 37 hits and 140 at-bats. And he is blazing out of the gate this year. 1-1. Bounce right back up the middle. What else is new? Fontenot with back-to-back multi-hit games against the Ballers, and a 1-out knock here in the 7th. Brings up Connor Bagneski. 13-8 Ogden over Oakland, top 7. 1 out, runner on first is Fontenot after the single up the middle. Bagneski singled his last time up, and he stands in from the left side. Time is called by the umpiring crew. And now stepping back in from the left side is Bagneski. 1 hit today. Runner takes off, swing and a miss. The hit and run was on. The throw from Lozano is a good one, and the runner is out. Tyler Lozano with a seed down to second to catch Fontenot as Bagneski whiffed on the hit and run attempt.
Well, that's the perfect, not a pitch out, but a fastball high and outside out of the zone. That's the kind of pitch that you want to throw and you hope is being thrown on a hit and run to try to nail the runner.
2-6 goes the caught stealing as Cobb applied the tag. Now a line drive, 1 hop. Oh, that one ate up Cobb and goes into left field. Big hop. It's a single for Bagneski. He's at first with 2 outs. Single into left past Cobb. Brings up Sargent. First pitch coming to Sargent. Rip back to the screen. 13-8 Ogden against Oakland, top of the 7th. 2 outs, runner on first is Bagneski. Sargent with 4 RBI in this game and 2 home runs. His career high is 7 RBI. He rips one back off the mitt of Lozano, 0-2. Sargent with 3 hits today has a season best, matching his career high as well. He had a whopping 12 3-hit games last year, 113 hits. He hit 316 for the Ogden Raptors. Postseason All-Star selection. One of the best utility players in the league last year. Deemed the best at the end of the year. 0-2. Yanked low by Lambert, 1-2. Sargent, both of his homers have gone to left field, and there has been little doubt about either of them. 19 long balls last year, led Ogden. 1-2. Rip to third, backhand Druick. Throw to first, on the money. Nice play on a hard hit ground ball by Sargent. Third base defense has not been Oakland's forte this series so far. However, Druick comes up with the play there to end the side. It remains 13-8 as we head to the home 7th. Time to stretch here on 860 AM The Answer. I assume we're back on air. We just met. Oh, no. Bottom of the 7th inning. And yikes, take me out to the ball game was just a disaster here at Raimondi tonight. We were off time. It's like me trying to do karaoke, Tyler.
I've never seen the 7th inning stretch sung incorrectly before in my life.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Is it that kind of night, Nevada?
It 100% is, because, oof. Nico Salta Formaggio enters the fray for the Ogden Raptors. Salta Formaggio making his first appearance of the year. The 6-foot, 200-pound righty made 19 appearances, 8 starts in 2024 with the Raptors. 62 1/3 innings, 20 walks, and 60 strikeouts. 7.51 ERA for the righty from Louisiana.
Salta Formaggio, of course, is directly translated into salt cheese from Italian, for those interested. Bonner, an inning, 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned, no walks, no strikeouts.
First from Nico is low, 1-0 on Lozano. A battle of last names ending in O here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ballers getting 4 in the bottom of the 6th. 1-0. Outside, 2-0.
I'll take strange categories for 400, please.
You'd be good at Jeopardy. We should get you on.
Oh, I would be excellent at Jeopardy. I'll have you know that.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far. Salta Formaggio locates a strike, bottom of the zone, 2-1. I'm kidding. You'd be the best we have here. I think you can give Ken Jennings a run for his money. 2-1 inside, 3-1.
Ballers are down 5. They still need base runners. They have 9 outs to play with.
This game, the Ballers are down but not out. Despite giving up 13, they've scored 8. And Lozano draws a leadoff walk. That's a positive start for Oakland.
All right, let me tell you something I know for sure. So Salta Formaggio, this is his first appearance. He has not pitched in at least 5 days because Ogden had to travel. They arrived. Monday was an off day. This is a guy who, while rested, may not be super sharp.
Only one way to find out. He didn't look like it on that first at bat. Now he faces Bugs, who's 0 for 3. First pitch hack, swing and a miss. 0-1. 13-8 Ogden over Oakland, home 7th. Nobody out, runner on first is Lozano. Bugs 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. Salta Formaggio, the 2024 Southland Conference Relief Pitcher of the Year. Chopped foul, 0-2. So you would have to venture to guess that some former Ballers have faced Salta Formaggio before. Brad Burkell likely, as Salta Formaggio played in the same conference as him. Salta Formaggio at Nichols State.
You just like saying it, don't you?
Salta Formaggio bounces one in, and Bugs takes the ball. So it's 1-2, Salta Formaggio against Bugs.
The plot twist is he's of Irish descent.
He's from Louisiana, so I don't think so. 1-2, bounced up the middle, past the dive of Jordan and into center. Darryl Bugs comes through with his first pro hit. You were all over that, Tyler.
Well, that now unlocks this inning. Now you have 2 on, and now you bring the top of the order.
And you bring up a man in Tremaine Cobb who is on an absolute heater. 2 doubles today. He has collected 9 hits in his first 14 at-bats.
Already a lefty starting to play catch. That may be Edmondson.
The first, Cobb takes a strike, outer half, 0-1. Cobb has done a lot of things so far for the Ballers. He has not hit a home run in a game yet. He did in the knockout round. He won the knockout round on Tuesday to give the Ballers an opening day win. 0-1. Cobb takes outside, 1-1.
You can almost say, how much more can you ask of him? He has 9 hits in not even 3 complete games.
And that was the question on Tuesday. How much more could you ask after going 5 for 5? Well, winning a knockout round, that'll do it. He just continues to find ways to help the team win. And Cobb bounces this one to short, double play chance. Throw to second for 1, throw to first in time. Taylor made 6-4-3, and all the momentum is gone in the blink of an eye.
Well, this is sort of the at-bat where you ask yourself, all right, what kind of game do you want to have for the rest of this game? If Helmig could come through and still make something of this inning, you go 5-4, and you can still think about the 8th and the 9th.
2 outs, runner on third. Lozano advanced on the double play as Helmig pulls out the sword there. Just barely offered at pitch number 1, 0-1. Helmig, last time, RBI single into right field. It was past Jordan, the second baseman. Pitch outside, 1-1. Jordan has seen a lot of hard hit balls his way lately. RBI single last inning by Helmig. Got past him. Bugs' single snuck past his glove and into center field. 1-1 to the big lefty. Helmig swings and fouls it off. Lou spent 2022 and 2023 in the Phillies org. Now he's in indie ball in the United States. He's played all over the world. Looking to come through here with 2 outs. 1-2. Helmig checked his swing, pitch in the dirt. He did not go, says Alan Walker down at third. And Helmig last time was in a 1-2 count when he had his RBI single in the 6th inning. Here in the 7th, in a 2-2 count, Deuces Wild in the bottom of the 7th, 13-8 Ogden. Helmig hopes to come through once more. Lozano over at third. Pitch in the dirt.
Ooh. Excellent take. Very well done.
Helmig might really have the best eyesight in this league.
That was an off-speed pitch darting down from about the middle of the zone to dropping underneath that table.
He's become a tough out. Payoff. Helmig swings and bounces it sharply to second, gobbled up this time by Jordan. He makes the throw to first for out number 3. Ballers get the first 2 on, but strand 1 after a double play and a ground out. And are held scoreless in the 7th. It's 13-8 Ogden. We march on to the 8th here from Raimondi Park on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the 8th from Raimondi Park. Ogden Raptors 13, Oakland Ballers 8. And taking you through the final couple frames, here is Tyler Peterson.
Well, we'll see what we have. 6 more outs. The Ballers trail by 5. And a 2025 debut for the right-hander Connor Sullivan. Did not pitch on opening day nor yesterday. Sullivan, the tall right-handed pitcher from Martinez, in his 2nd year as an Oakland Baller. So good coming from Cal in his first season. A major part of why this team last year were second-half champions. He will get the 8th. He'll face Stone, Jordan, and Mize, and comes in relief of Carson Lambert, who really did an excellent job tonight.
2 innings, 2 hits, no runs. He struck out 2, did not walk a batter. Look, gave up a couple knocks in the 7th, but Lozano caught a man stealing, and so he only ended up having to strand 1 base runner. And this is what you want from Carson Lambert, a guy who could save some games and probably will save some games at some point in these 96.
So Stone stands in. A walk, a double, and a sac fly for him today. He's also flied out. And we have a brief stoppage here. The third base umpire, Alan Walker, has spied something that he is not particularly fond of. So let's see exactly what this is all about.
Something in the crowd, maybe? I don't think so.
And now, it's the arm sleeve of Connor Sullivan. They're asking him to take off the arm sleeve. Very interesting. Davis Drew will put it in his pocket.
Okay.
I would think, if anything, that would hide the ball better with a black arm sleeve.
Right. Make it easier.
I'm sorry. It would not hide the ball better.
It would contrast the ball more.
So here is Stone, and the first pitch Sullivan throws. It's fastball down and in for ball one. This is Fremont versus Hayward. Or excuse me, Fremont versus Martinez. Sullivan from the windup. Pitch on its way is popped up, maybe playable. Over is Druick, onto the warning track. Now it's coming back. It's going to be Cobb who makes the catch. Well, Druick overran it, but Cobb followed up, and to be quite honest, it wasn't all that far away from the line by the time it finally got down to the glove of Tremaine Cobb.
It would have dropped foul, I think.
No, it would have dropped foul, but only by a matter of feet.
Yeah, not much.
So a 2-pitch out. Here's Cole Jordan. 2 hits today. Swings at the slider and fouls it out of play. Now, certainly I think in one aspect, the Ballers may have been trying to save Sully for his first ever appearance against Ogden in a high leverage situation.
However. Sorry, I interrupted the ball.
Oh.
He's not facing the top of the order, theoretically.
True. 1-1 on its way. That's fouled away. No Carmine Lane today, I've just noticed.
He gets the day off, and that is because...
It's because Bagneski is back in left, and they bring in Dela Cruz.
Right.
Pitch on its way is a slider off the plate. Lozano wants to challenge. And he will not be close on this one, I'm sorry to say. In 2 years, he is the best I've ever seen, and that was probably his worst challenge.
Yeah, about 2 or 3 balls off the plate, but... Oh.
2-2, the count. One away, base is empty. It's 13-8, Ogden leading. Sullivan fires, and it swung on and missed. High fastball. Strike 3.
Can't bring the challenges home with you, so Lozano burns one there, but they still get the K. Sully with his first strikeout of the season. Now has to face Carter Mize. I knew I was going to slip into that once.
0 for 3 with a walk. Sullivan's first pitch. A half swing, does he go? I think that's a yes from Alan Walker. Sure enough, it's 0-1. The slider from Sullivan. 0-1 on its way is swung on and missed. Changeup from Sullivan, 0-2. Both pitches down below the zone. Do you change the eye level? Sullivan from the windup. The 0-2 on its way, and it hits Mize on the shoulder. No, he just gets out of the way somehow. I don't know how that missed him. It's 1-2. Now the 1-2 on its way. It swung on and fouled to the plate. Well, he did change the eye level, that's for sure. But Mize had to get out of dodge quite quickly. 13-8, the Raptors lead here in the top of the 8th. 2 outs. A chill in the air. The 1-2 is swung on and fouled back. 62 degrees at first pitch, 56 in Oakland at the moment. The feels like, though, is 48.
Why?
Now a 1-2 again, and that is swung on and fouled away. The changeup. Not much of a 40s man, are you, Florida man?
I'm Florida man through and through. I love the days here in Oakland in the summertime. Nice and cool. I despise the nights.
Sullivan trying to put away Mize. The pitch is swung on. It's popped up behind us, on and over the press box.
Despise is too harsh of a word. Wish I was curled up in a bed with a warm cup of tea, perhaps?
Well, you missed International Tea Day by 1 day, my friend. That was yesterday.
We forgot to mention International Bee Day.
1-2 is swung on, popped up. Santos into right center, shallow right center. He makes the catch over his head for the final out of the inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Connor Sullivan in his 2025 debut. And we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Druick, Almanza, and Buford, they will try to crack into this 5-run deficit. It's Ogden 13, Oakland 8 on 860 AM, The Answer. It's the bottom of the 8th here at Raimondi Park, Game 3 of our 2025 season. Tyler Peterson and Nevada Cullen with you. The Ogden Raptors lead 13-8 in the ball game. A 5-run lead for Ogden. As it is, it's the smallest lead they've had since they established a 6-run lead in the 2nd. But the Ballers do need to score in the 8th so they can potentially make a game of it in the 9th. They got the first 2 men on in the 7th against Nico Saltaformaggio, and they did not score any of them. He is still on the mound here in the 8th, and his first pitch to Davis Druick is taken for a strike at the knees. It's 0-1.
Man, when the bottom 2 get on for the top of the lineup and Tremaine Cobb, Ballers were feeling good. 6-4-3 double play killed the momentum. Cobb, one of the only time he's not come through.
0-1, grounded foul. A lefty still warming for Ogden. I still say that most likely is Cam Edmondson. And I actually would say that with a lot of certainty because he is the only lefty in the bullpen.
Oh, okay. Then I won't bother you.
By knocks down, yes. 0-2 to Druick is high. Now a 1-2 on its way, and Druick takes this in the dirt. It's bounced, and it bounces high toward the backstop. That would be the kind of ball I actually would try to think to run on.
Steal first.
De La Cruz is not the fleetest of foot behind the plate. The 2-2 is outside 3-2. Leadoff hitters are oftentimes tone setters, especially in late games. The 3-2 pitch to Druick. He swings and misses. Changeup at 83, 1 away.
Good battle between Druick and Saltaformaggio, but Saltaformaggio comes up on top with his first strikeout of the day.
Almanza's had a good game. He is 2 for 3. He's walked, hit his first professional home run, a 2-run shot. He's also singled in a run. That came in the 6th. Here he swings and fouls it back sharply. It's 0-1. Bases are empty here in the bottom of the 8th. 13-8 Ogden leads. Both teams have put 11 hits across the board. The 0-1. Almanza fouls this at the plate.
Ouch.
If you want to point to any one particular thing, it would be the 5 unearned runs, which currently you could consider the difference. There's a lot more that goes into that, but if you want to look top down, the 0-2 pitch is down low.
Yeah, it's interesting. 3 errors today, but despite the defense still being a problem for the Ballers, it is the pitching today that has failed them in this game so far.
The 1-2 on its way now. Almanza swings, hits this out to center field. Back is Oyama, still going back. Now he turns around in front of the track, and this time he tracks it down and makes the catch for a second out here in the 8th.
Another good swing from Christian Almanza. 90 off the bat. That ball really traveled.
For those watching on the flow stream, I think you can appreciate how nice it is to not have these poles in the background anymore, because we actually got to watch the center fielder track that ball the whole way. Great view with one of the upgrades here at Raimondi. First pitch to Buford is outside for ball 1. 2 more hits for Cam today. He also put a ball into play in which he earned an RBI on an error. The 1-0. Ground ball back into the glove of the pitcher, Salta Formaggio, who runs over, underhands the ball to first. And that is the end of the 8th. It's 1-2-3 for Oakland, and it's 13-8 as we head to our final frame on 860 AM, The Answer. Connor Richardson gets the 9th inning for Oakland here as it's 13-8, Ogden leading. Chewy, as he is so affectionately called, through 2 scoreless innings on opening day, allowed just a hit in that appearance. A Pioneer League All-Star in his first season in 2024. He'll face 8-9-1 in Good, De La Cruz, and Oyama. And speaking of good debuts, Connor Sullivan, Nevada, with about as quick an inning and maybe when you think of Sully and how well he did last year, as expected inning as you'd want to see him on his debut.
Par for the course for Connor Sullivan. 2 pop-outs and a strikeout. Did not allow a base runner in the 8th.
So here is Elliott Good. The Raptors will take at least a 5-run lead into the 9th. And Connor Sullivan will be very interested in keeping that at 5. The first pitch to Good is swung on and fouled back. It's strike 1. He scored twice today, reached base on a fielder's choice, and also singled. Sullivan set at the chest. The 0-1 breaking ball is a strike. Oh and 2, and now time called at the plate by Good. Both teams with just 1 challenge remaining. They have up to 3 left if they can get them all right. Here comes the 0-2 on its way, and that is down in the dirt. 1-2. The Ballers in the 9th will have O'Hara, Santos, and Lozano, 2 lefties and a righty, unless any particular pinch hitters are being used. The 1-2. Down low and away. 2-2. Richardson set again. The 2-2 pitch hits the batter on his left elbow. So Good will take off the protective gear and run down to first. A hit by pitch to open up the top of the ninth.
Not the first hit batter we've seen in the series. I think it's the first today, though.
Lardner did hit one earlier. It was in the first inning, Bagniski.
Oh, yes. Way back in the first.
So here's De La Cruz. First pitch on its way is down low. Thank you all for tuning in today, whether you're watching here in Oakland or out in Ogden. Although I imagine if you are watching out in Ogden at these hours, you might be very close with the team. Next pitch is called strike. So my old friend Richard is out there listening, Richard Armstrong, who did broadcasts for a while. We say hello from Oakland. And maybe a chow to Bags as well if he's tuned in tonight. Raptors are up 13-8. 1-1 on its way. Breaking ball too high.
Score update from Colorado Springs. The Vibes walk off the Northern Colorado Owls.
They are perfect 3-0 now.
10-9 final. A Booth single ended it.
The 2-1 on its way. De La Cruz rips it foul. Join us tomorrow at 6:35 starts for Nurses Appreciation Night. Dylan Matsuoka will make his Ballers regular season debut on the mound, the former Ogden Raptor. Next pitch is outside, and now it's 3-2 to Edwin De La Cruz.
De La Cruz struck out swinging last time up. That was against Lambert.
The 3-2 on its way. That is strike three called on De La Cruz, and he goes back to the dugouts. He didn't like the call. He doesn't care because he wants to keep that challenge for himself when he's behind the plate.
Can't waste it now.
Here's Kenny Oyama. Listed on the Ogden roster as Kenneth Oyama, but I know he also goes by Kenny. I actually have a Kenny Oyama story for you.
Please share.
He takes a strike. When I was with the Pac-12 network for a good 7 years, Kenny Oyama was a player at UCLA. He had previously played 4 years at LMU, Loyola Marymount University. The 0-1, a ground ball to second, Santos to Cobb, and this is not a double play as Cobb throws it away. It's a fielder's choice. The out goes 4-6. 2 outs, and Fontenot will come to the plate. When Kenny Oyama transferred to UCLA, he had never hit a home run in his collegiate career in 4 years at LMU. I worked a game in the truck doing graphics. Kenny Oyama for UCLA against LMU, and of course, his first collegiate home run came against LMU.
That's a story right there.
I hope I remember that correctly. Other than that, it was a great story I just made up. No, that actually happened. Aaron Miles is having a conversation with Ricardo Rodriguez, maybe about the slide at second base. I don't know if we have a replay on that, Ben. If we could get a look, and if there's no explanation that brings together the umpires, we're going to move on from it. So the out goes 4-6 at second. There's 2 away with True Fontenot at the plates. First pitch to Fontenot. He pops it up behind first. Almanza stops. Almanza makes the catch in foul territory. That ends the inning. To the ninth we go. 5 to tie, 6 to go home on 860 AM, The Answer. As expected, Cam Edmondson out of the bullpen for the Ogden Raptors. He threw in the game on opening night, and he had a pretty efficient appearance. He got a much-needed out, although, if I'm reading my box score correctly, yes, indeed, he did not allow a run in that appearance. The lefty will face the scheduled hitters of O'Hara, Santos, and Lozano. Nico Saltaformaggio, a nice 2025 debut.
Yeah, Saltaformaggio ends up going a couple of innings, walks one, strikes out one, and gives up just one hit and no runs in his 2 innings of work.
So O'Hara, the first to bat. I do now see Pat Monteith on deck. So O'Hara, who did double off of the lefty Edmondson, I believe. Or maybe that was Bonner. I can't quite recall. I believe that actually was Bonner. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball for the first ball of the at-bat. It was not a ball that De La Cruz caught. It looked fairly decent, though. This is our first ball game of the year to eclipse 3 hours. We got in the knockout round in 2:59 on Tuesday. Breaking ball, that one's in for a called strike. Back-to-back big curveballs from Edmondson. Edmondson, 5'9", 180 from Rochester, Illinois. Pitch to O'Hara, another breaking ball. This time it's strike 2. So 3 curveballs, and O'Hara has just watched them all go by. It's 1-2. Edmondson fires in another pitch. That's down low. Raptors 13, Oakland 8 here in the bottom of the 9th. Ballers had a 3-run comeback in the 9th on Tuesday. Lost yesterday's game by a total of 7 runs. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And O'Hara, who did not offer at the first 4, does on the 5th and cannot get to it. 1 out in the 9th. Here's Pat Monteith.
Santos was 0 for 2 today with a couple walks, but he is relieved because of the matchup, not because of his performance today.
Yeah, Santos with a nice performance, 2 walks, 0 for 2 on the day, and played a nice second base as well. Monteith takes a first pitch strike at the top of the zone.
Well, we've seen Almanza and Bugs get their first pro hit tonight. Maybe Monteith is next.
The 0-1. Monteith takes high and away. He's a guy that put up double digits in home runs every year. He is a guy that Oakland is expecting to put up big numbers this year. Didn't get the start today with the righty on the mound to allow some of these left-handed hitters a chance to get at bat after 2 straight lefties by Ogden. Now a ball hit up the middle, and that's a base hit for Monteith, and there is his first professional base hit. That one will make the recap.
He was 0 for 6. He erases that 0 for with a base hit up the middle. Nice, just low pressure at bat for Monteith, but he gets something going for the Ballers here in the 9th.
Almanza, Bugs, and Monteith all today. Here's Lozano. Lozano, an RBI hit in the 3rd. He's 1 for 3. He's also walked. Big breaking ball that gets away from the catcher. It's a wild pitch, and down to second goes Monteith. Ballers need 3 more base runners before you can officially call this interesting. Bugs, the on-deck hitter. The runner's at second with 1 away here in the 9th. Edmondson a check of second. Now he fires in. A slow roller toward the left side. Picked up by Edmondson. He throws it to first. He throws it wide. It's down the line. Monteith will score. Lozano is into second. Cam Edmondson, not only did he double clutch, but he hesitated and then fired one past the first baseman. I've got to believe that that's a straight error.
It was a tough play, but he definitely made an error at the same time.
We'll wait for the official ruling.
It's either an infield hit and an error or a straight error.
It's a hit and an error for Lozano. So Monty scores on the E1. And now Evan Parker out to talk with Cam Edmondson. It's 13-9.
This ain't over.
Two more base runners before it gets interesting. Evan Parker is doing all the talking in this meeting on the mound. And now he departs. So Bugs a righty against Edmondson the lefty. This is Edmondson's game, I have to believe.
Well, we'll see.
If you
want
want
use Brett Irwin,
that's true,
to attempt to close.
If you want to check the bench right now, it's Titi Ali'i and Tatum, two righties. First pitch to Bugs, a breaking ball for a called strike one. Bugs is 1 for 4. He struck out twice and popped out. Lozano is at second after the single E1. Pitch to Bugs. He swings and misses. Went after Bugs with 88 on the outside. It's 0-2.
First pro hit last time up for Bugs. Hoping to carry that momentum into this at-bat. So far, he's down for the count.
13-9. Ogden leads in the ninth. One away. The 0-2 pitch. Bugs swings and fouls it back. He hangs in there on the big curve. If Bugs can get on and turn things over to the top of the order, like he did in the seventh, Oakland will have a shot. It's 0-2, though, on Bugs. Edmondson fires. It's a ground ball toward third. Bugs runs well. It's picked up by the third baseman, who drops it. And on third, to third goes Lozano. That is an infield base hit.
It was always going to be a close play, bang, bang at first. And then Fontneau dropped it. Head-scratching play, but a drop nonetheless.
That was a little bit risky from Lozano to try to take third on that.
That is Lane, by the way, at third.
Oh, it is. You're right. Lane has taken over. Here is Cobb. It's still 13-9, but the Ballers have two runners on. They need one more base runner for this to officially become interesting. The first pitch to Cobb is a fastball right down the chute. Confident strike from Edmondson there. Lou Helmig has just been called back, I believe, from the on-deck circle. Edmondson ready. The pitch. Breaking ball fouled away.
He's back.
He's back. He just went over for a quick chat with someone. Again, the two righties on the bench are Titi Ali'i and Tatum. At third is Lozano. At first is Bugs. It's an 0-2 to Cobb. And Cobb swings and misses. Never had a chance on that curve, and he has gone swinging.
Edmondson, a tough reliever. This is a reliable reliever. Last year for Ogden, 13 appearances through 13 innings, 4.85 ERA. That's pretty good. Indiana State really relied on him back in college in Terre Haute. He was one of their primary relievers during their run to Supers back in 2023. Terre
Haute, hometown of Josh Fegley, former Oakland Athletic.
Nice.
Here's Lou Helmig. 2 on, 2 out in the bottom of the ninth. Ballers down 4. Can he get on for Druick? The pitch. Helmig looks at strike one. Breaking ball that started at Helmig's eyes and drops into the middle of the zone. Edmondson has given up a run here in the ninth. It's an unearned run. The pitch. Helmig, all kinds of confused there. That was a big-time knee buckler, and it's 0-2. And now he's got to fight. Ballers down to their last strike. Edmondson fires to the plate, and Helmig takes a fastball outside. Well, honestly, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's 1-2.
He's been pumping the zone. 13 strikes, 17 pitches.
Edmondson's 1-2. Breaking ball is outside and away. The Ballers have one more challenge, do not forget. And so anything close will be challenged either way, actually, since Ogden also has a challenge. 2-2. Edmondson to the plate, breaking ball. That is strike 3 called. Helmig will challenge, and he will not win this challenge. And that is the end of this ball game. The Ogden Raptors have beaten the Oakland Ballers for the second straight night, tonight by the final score of 13-9. We'll take a break. We'll come back on 860 AM, The Answer. Well, tonight was not the night for Oakland in the third game of our 2025 season, the third game of this series. Ogden has taken a 2-1 advantage after a 13-9 final. 13 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for the Ogden Raptors, 9 runs, 14 hits, and 3 errors for the Oakland Ballers. The win by a scorer's decision goes to Matthew Colucci, who in 1 inning struck out 3 batters, allowed a hit and a walk. The loss goes to Mac Lardner, who takes his first loss of the year in his debut, 0-1. Just 1+ innings for Mac, 2 hits, 7 runs, all earned, 4 walks, a strike out, and a hit by pitch. No save in the game. Time of the game was 3 hours and 14 minutes in front of 3,118, a great crowd for Too Short night with a live performance by Too Short. A little 2-song set before the game started. The commemorative cup giveaway for Too Short as well. Ballers also come up Too Short tonight. Nevada Cullen, we sing the same song we've sung the last 2 days. We excused it in the win. We hammered it in the loss. Today, it comes in a different tune, but still 3 errors in this game contributed to 5 unearned runs.
The defense has to get cleaned up, and I think obviously the pitching wasn't great today, but Mac Lardner can certainly bounce back after a tough start. Iglite as well. Honestly, he covered 4 innings, so you don't really fault Brody, but yeah, defense has to be better, but love the fight that we're seeing from this Oakland offense. Ogden, on the other hand, man, Chris Sargent, only a matter of time before he got going. 4 RBI, 2 bombs tonight. Raptors deserved winners here at Raimondi tonight with the final of 13-9.
A quick look at the Pioneer League scoreboard. Finals around the league. Rocky Mountain beats Northern Colorado 10-9. Paddleheads with a 15-5 win over Billings. The Idaho Falls Chuckers win it 8-1 in Boise. They are also a perfect 3-0, as are the Vibes. Glacier beats Great Falls 9-8. in the final there. And we are in a knockout round in Yuba Sutter, a 5-5 regulation final between the Jackalopes and High Wheelers. Maybe you can tune over if you're watching on Flow to see the conclusion of that game. But that's it from us from Monty tonight. I'd like to thank everyone who contributed to this broadcast, to Gavin and Chris, who are standing by in our 860 AM The Answer studios and in our Virch studios, to Nevada and the rest of our crew here in the press box. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today. We'll be back tomorrow, 6:30 pack time on 860 AM The Answer. Until then, have a good rest of your Thursday evening.